Hello, we're live. I hope.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
We are live.
Today's a very solemn session. It might involve a theater. But there's a lot of drama.
Oh no, I hope we don't get stage fright.
You might have to roll for stage fright or audience fright.
Oh no.
Cream is good.
Wouldn't that be an intimidation check?
Yeah, right. Who wants to recap?
Ooh, I don't have the notes up.
I can, if nobody else wants to, I can just recap everything I've written down. It's a lot.
Oh,
Well, maybe skim a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Before the party can get access to the chamber to talk with Dornell about letting Samaka go, the guard doesn't let them in and says that Dornell doesn't care to see them. This remains until Cashmere's mother arrives and they have a chat with her over how she's been and ask her for help. She agrees reluctantly, so the party gets access to the chat with Dornell. It goes about as well as expected, with the party learning that he'll be attending a play soon, but otherwise he will not release Samaka. Maybe talking with him in a better mood will help. They leave, and Cashmere reconvenes with his mother before they head out to get tickets for the play tomorrow. Cashmere on his own meets with Falcone, who agrees to see the play tomorrow. Back at the inn room, the party hears from Alex that he is a part of a prophecy he does not want to be involved in, revealing his intentions of wanting to escape his fate. All the while, they find a beacon on the back of Cashmere's shirt. Decide to get new fancy clothes and attend the play tomorrow, with the plan to have negotiations during the intermission.
10 out of 10. Best recap I've ever heard. Maybe. Yeah.
Hey, that was it definitely brought a lot of things back to my mind, so I think it did its job.
Alright.
Okay. It is the morning of the debut matinee showing of what was it? An anthem for Bose? I think that's the name.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Party is woken up, well rested, if not the safest and most restorative rest they've ever had in their lives. There's plans to meet up right beforehand with Falzone, plans to chat with him in the intermission, plans to maybe do a kidnapping if worse comes to worse. You made your plans. Who is going to go to a tailor to try and get some fitted fancy-pantsy pants and such? Is that everyone, or not so much?
I think everyone except for Crim. We're gonna get Crim a nice little bow tie, maybe like I don't know what else would he wear, Nemo?
Oh no, Crim would totally go for a scarf.
You cliche. Okay.
Absolutely shameless.
An actual scarf or a bandana?
Shit, you're right. Bandana probably, yeah.
I don't want to overheat. It's spring.
He'd probably, he'd like, something that, like, would make him look less intimidating if he's, like, in his, if he's just trying to look nice. Because anytime he actually tries to look intimidating, it'll mess things up. But, like, when he's on default mode, he wants to have the golden retriever thing going on, you know? You ever seen an angry golden retriever? They're scary. But when they're not, they're cute. He wants that. Yeah. He wants that going on.
Then you find yourself in the Dandy Spool, just a few streets over from your lodgings. It's a bright pink, purple, fluffy place where there's carpets and lots of people going in and out. As I mentioned last session, it was a pretty big deal as far as entertainment at Neighborby goes, and a lot of people are getting their spring and summer attire adjusted or created for them. But the staff matches the workload, and you're able to just have to wait 10 minutes before they can see each of you.
Gotta get all our measurements and whatnot. Turner just feels like a little bit like he's kind of like looking down at his own robe, thinking, well, he thinks they look nice enough already, but he also figures, hey, this is his idea. He's gotta participate.
Mm-hmm. And in the same way, you know, someone dressed for traveling to a settlement just south of the Sahara Desert with all the white clothes and turban-like robes and stuff would look totally out of place somewhere else. I mean, your stuff is fine, but is it going to fit in here? Up to you if you want to draw eyes. But as you are going, I guess since you're all there, you would all overhear more or less some vociferous conversation. Some other people who are, it's like a family of 3 porcupines, actually. That's kind of a challenge for them. Maybe that's why they're taking so long. It looks like a couple parents and a kid, male in his late teens. And as they're conversing, feel free to interrupt this or ask questions at any point, but the kid says, "Mom, Dad, I wonder if that otter's a koi hunter." The mom says, "Huh?" "Oh, well, kids at school are talking about these adventurers and wannabes that are tracking down the koi. You know, the people with these time powers." Mom says, "We know. Why would they track down the koi?" "Oh, to save the day. Or try to take the power, if that's even possible. I mean, they've got to be magic items." Father says, "Foolish," as he raises his arm higher for a ruler to be extended, or a tape measure, I should say. "And Rita, the trusted journalist of the Neverby Times, says 2 have been confirmed to not involve people at all. Besides, you'd have a target on your back for other koi hunters should you do this." "Yeah, but you'd have more powers to defend yourself." Mom says, "Don't get any ideas. You have prospects in this city, once it's calmed." Seems to notice you most of all, Crim, but asks you, Wade, you just happen to be standing closest to them. Now, what do you think? All this koi hunting business really puts our little crisis to shame here in Naverby, doesn't it?
Let's see. I like to stay out of that sort of business. It's not quite my cup of tea. But he seems deep in thought of sort, I suppose, sort of contemplating himself the same question.
Hold on. You said 2 of them haven't involved people at all?
The father straightens his necktie and Taylor loosens it again. "Yes, that's right. According to the best journalists the city has, it has some good ones. They've found evidence that 2 of these koi situations, whatever you want to call them, didn't even involve people. So it would seem."
Could you elaborate on that?
Localized to a certain area or something, maybe?
No.
As if to ask the question, when said doesn't even involve people, Crim kind of straightens and tilts his head, inquiring as if, "Like me?"
The attentive dragon you have. "Well, you may have heard about the issues in Sanswent, not too far. Supposedly an otter named Devron settled their issue last week. He was digging around in the sea floor. Apprehended by city authorities, there was this big scene. It was public enough that everyone's accounts are the same. He was forced to say his name, his business, for explanations. He was held in jail for just a day, so I've heard. There was no crime committed, per se. He was released. Skipped town in a hurry, I understand. But the issue was in the seafloor."
Crim glances at the others. "That seems kind of weird, doesn't it?" He thinks.
Sounds like our little friend has gotten a little busy, hasn't he?
The kid speaks up. You know that guy? I mean, not like he's a hero or something, but what he's doing would be pretty cool."
Only in passing.
Probably not even the same Devron, anyway.
Well, they
That's
are.
odd.
I was thinking
they
that.
They are a dime a dozen these days, are they not?
Yeah,
Oh, that is true.
I'm sorry, a silver a dozen.
They look like they're finishing up their business, father now in conversation with talking about prices.
Yeah, we can only hope with power comes the responsibility to wield it, for all of our sakes.
Mom says, well, good luck to you, and maybe see you at any special occasions later. Good day.
Perhaps they'll make a play out of all of this. Well, hope they
When-
call it some fitting name to do with koi.
When nobody's quite looking, Crim will habitually take note of it. Seems like a bit of a weird thing.
I'm not going to make a play out of every interesting thing that happens in Bose, Wade.
True. Yes, it's a big place. It'd be some trashy five copper novel.
It's about an hour before playtime of 10 a.m. when you emerge one by one onto the streets in your new finery. Would anyone care to re-describe their physical appearance?
I admittedly had not put a whole lot of thought into this. I
No big
imagine-
deal if you haven't.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it either, except for making one stupid joke.
We circle back to this or just call it good?
Emma, describe your scarf in intricate detail.
Hell yeah!
Take 20
All
minutes.
right. So, Crim ended up. Oh, that's perfect. Crim ended up having a breakthrough in how to communicate this without startling anyone. So after the others explained, yeah, he wanted a little bandana around his neck. He also pointed out the color he liked, which wound up being a gentle. What's the sky blue? A sky blue sort of scarf. But he also asked, by showing this, if they can put a design that looks like this, and he flashes the green emerald that he had is like, he wants it to be a sky blue with a green circle, because it signifies their first accomplishment as a team.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Nah.
Well, that's nice.
I'd say for Wade, it's sort of attire meant to convey the same sort of like prestige and presence as his normal uniform, except his normal uniform, it's what he has to wear because if he wear this, it'd get way too dirty like every 5 seconds. Like there's sort of like the golden like epaulets, shoulder patches on both sides. Like there's the little rope that like swings from one side to the other, like on military uniforms, like the little black bars of metals. And basically, like if they're like one of those like World War I officer uniforms, where like it's showing like a gentleman posing where he's probably dead, and it's a photo of him.
Your fine clothes
Oh, I
is like more medals and stuff.
Yeah, that's sort of the vibe I'm going for, I imagine, with him.
Hopefully he's not like doing any stolen valor there by adding more medals he didn't earn. You know, screw it, I'll just go with it. I think Turner would have some type of maybe try to go for like a little bit of a dapper look. He'd probably end up like looking like an anthropomorphized haunch crow or something like that. I'm afraid that
Oh,
works.
Big hat.
Is he gonna do a dramatic hat adjustment if he faints?
I was literally, goddamn, I got sniped by dog.
Watch that later.
Well, he's only like taken a hit once in the campaign so far, so I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I'll post that in the chat. Actually, I have the GIF on hand if I can find it.
You do.
I just happened to, yes.
Dude, Honchkro's like style works so well for Naver B2, I think.
Yeah. He'll still have like his thing like on
Okay.
display because it's, you know.
Here it is.
Perfect.
And for Cashmere, so beforehand he was wearing basically just like really loose casual clothes. I'd say like the clothes he gets is like fancy, like on the surface, but he's wearing it the same way. It's opened at the chest. It's just really loose. He even like cut out the armpits so he can move his arms around really easily. He's wearing the clothes. He's just not wearing it in a very fancy way. It's just dark, like jacket with a like white shirt and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not picturing with
I feel like
a
out
leather
of-
jacket with a cigarette.
Cashmere turns into a greaser.
You know, he's in the right city for that.
So
Anyway, go
much
ahead,
gel.
Doc.
I feel like Alex's would just kind of by necessity have to be kind of loose just due to his physiology.
He has a tail, right?
Yes.
And then like the stuff in his face. Okay. Fair. Probably like extra tight, or else it would like slide around on like his wet skin. I don't know.
I feel like Alex would wear like a he would wear a bow tie. I'm thinking like like butler attire, sort of.
Need a visual reference. I don't know.
Let me see if I can find this.
I'm just okay.
Do you recall how much you said that these would cost?
15.
I think it's 15. Yeah, 15.
Okay. Fancy clothing.
I suppose
How much
so
is Crim's?
stiff.
Is it a very, very, very luxury bandana?
Yes, it's probably made of cashmere.
Oh,
Oh,
that's the second time he's died.
oh no.
And it will give you a +1 to relevant checks. Remind me if I don't say it and you think it would apply.
Oh, what is this, Pathfinder?
Okay. All ready to meet folks prior to entering?
I'm ready.
Okay. You would have recalled too that your plans included having Lucky, who is Falsone's uncle, I believe, and an actual head of the Scavatori family attend as well, who might facilitate negotiations and such with Dornall, right?
Yeah.
He meets you outside the theater, and you know it's him because there's a couple of like black-furred, like Falsone rabbits kind of get your attention and like do some side eyes and indication with their ears and hands, like pay attention to this rabbit, who looks like if you know your rabbit's an Alaskan rabbit, kind of brown and black muzzled. Looked like the second rabbit of the campaign we met back in Gerdumble, who Cashmere talked to.
His dad, yeah.
Yeah, clearly a disguise because he introduces himself as Lucky. And after some introductions, as foot traffic is going past you like a river into the theater, increasing in flow, asks about your plan. Say something like, your idea was to intercept Dornall at intermission if things are going well, and if not, prepare to abduct him and force his hand. Do I have that right?
Yeah, that's about the sum of it.
Personally, I'm just hoping it doesn't come to that.
We should establish for a negotiation what we're all each willing to give up. Not go straight to the kidnapping.
It is very much an option of last resort.
I agree, that might not go well, though I do not know each of your exact skills. You come highly recommended. We have some concessions about patrol routes and prices and such that we are willing to concede if Samaka is returned to us in good health. I am willing to negotiate at this point.
And we could help have Samaka transition this tower to somebody else, so it would be out of play of sorts. They'd be more keen to that than for keeping it.
Do you all, or you have some other party in mind?
Likely one of,
Sorry, go on.
possibly one of us. I think for the sake of Naverby, it would be best if it was on someone who's not going to be around the city. That way it can't hold any role in city affairs.
There's only 2 minutes until the show begins. I wish I'd arranged a proper meeting earlier. That is my mistake. I'll have to discuss that particular at another time.
Of course.
Perhaps it is for the best. Is there anyone else you are waiting for? Are we good to go?
The way the
You
previews
have-
are going to be like 50 minutes.
Do you have your own ticket?
Did we acquire one for him, or I forgot?
No.
I'm just checking.
He would say he was told that you guys were making all those preparations, so no.
Yeah, I
Alright.
think that we did. So
Yeah, we did.
And remind me, is Falcone here as well?
Not presently in the scene, no.
Okay.
Turner would kind of look.
So we have enough for all of us to get in then.
Yeah, I think like we would have like gone back and purchased another ticket for the 7th person.
No, they
Yeah,
were
we
out.
tried and they were sold
Oh.
out.
They were. Oh, right. He was going to be. No, wasn't
Odd shape?
Yeah, like Alex was going to potentially wild
Yeah.
shape.
That was a consideration, but if we have enough tickets for the people here, it's probably not
Okay.
necessary.
Well, Turner will look to Cashmere and ask, did you not have a +1?
Somewhat related. Does Crim count, or does he count as a service animal?
No, he would need a ticket, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of people have pets, in this world.
You have a +1. You must have a magic sword at this point, sir.
Oh, he's my familiar. Familiars cost extra.
Yeah. How well trained.
Cashmere would say, well, he'd look around first, like, well, Falcone was supposed to be here, but I don't see him.
You don't see anyone who looks quite like him. And Lucky says, "Oh, Falcone isn't coming. That boy has been too involved. Is too fond of Samaka. Needs to cool off at home. He sends you all good fortune, especially," indicates you, Cashmere, "the rabbit of the group, of course."
What does that mean? Like, I'm sorry. I don't think we've ever met, but Falcone wouldn't do that. Wouldn't need to.
I hardly know the
If
rabbit.
this is where, oh, you can go.
I hardly know the rabbit myself, but I still don't think that's in his character to just stand by and wait for others to handle it.
If this is what he wants, then he'll be here.
Hmm.
I suspect we are either here to aid him or to stop him. One of the two.
He's quite capable of mischief and issuing direct orders from the head of the family, like myself, which were given to him. But if you say he'll be here, I guess we'll see him here then, won't we?
Oh, we sure will. God damn it.
I'm sure
must-
now.
You must understand, Cashmere, as like some bells start going off in the theater, like, oh, it's starting soon, last chance. We are strapped on manpower, the city as it is, and we want to make our scavatory involvement as private as possible. We can't exactly have myself, even with a disguise, and him with a disguise, showing up to this big event with drafts aplenty.
I guess we'll see, won't we?
Thank you for your understanding. He
Start
starts walking
fidgets
forward.
nervously, finally sensing the tension.
I suppose we'll adapt to the way the wind blows one way or another.
I'm uneasy. I don't like this.
Yeah, he's closer than we think.
The Belly Grosso Theater. I think I already described it a bit, but I shall describe it again. So it's this large hemispheric building, faded, old-timey, and like dilapidated a little bit on the outside with the peeling paint and the colors not really being refurbished in any way for who knows how many years. But on the inside, it is definitely modernized. There's this big lobby that encircles the single theater of this entire building, and you can see the curtains are down, the stage in front of the curtains empty, people already in the seats. It's almost full house.
Everywhere you go.
Concession stand, some ushers saying, "Oh, what's your ticket? Here, let me guide you." It's very nice. Let's see. I shall reveal El Mapo.
Bad. We bought last-minute tickets, so all of our seats are sprawled out across the theater in opposite ends.
Hey, it's 3 and 3, so we'll at least have trios of us.
Yeah, it was 3 and 3. I do recall that.
Yeah. So we're split up.
Oh, yeah, I get it. It's like the Fire Emblem selection screen.
There's a lot to explain, but I'll let you guys just look around for a bit first.
Gosh,
I'll let
dang,
you know
stuck
once
at
it's loaded up.
99%.
Oh no.
That damn 1% holding us down.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There we go.
So many.
Still waiting on.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's huge.
There. Oh shit. Okay.
Mhm.
Damn, it's quite empty though. Nobody came to this play. They suck.
If I put 600
I
tokens,
know.
That's a self-roast.
Just
yeah.
bring back the zombie horde sprite and say this represents the Watchers.
So, to the piano, the seats around the stage it's like the pit, essentially, for the orchestra. There's people in all those seats. There's people in all the benches, too, but the stairways are cleared. You'll see a special little platform with special little stairs here in the middle, with the backs of some heads that you may find familiar but can't get the best look at. The orange highlighted ground, all in the southern part of the map, that's the lobby with the red circles and squares just being cushioned seats and stands and such like that. These red rectangles outlined in gray right here, these are a second set of curtains that would appear much like the ones just above it. The red dashed lines to either side of that extending horizontally, those are cordoned off. Technically there's seats, but you're not supposed to sit north of that line or else you can kind of see backstage before it's properly revealed. I've added these gray lines. So my kind of denotation or whatever it's called for doors or openings is 2 parallel short gray lines. You can see them here.
Oh, I see. You mean perpendicular to the rest of the... Okay.
Yeah,
Parallel to each other, but yeah, perpendicular to the wall.
as well as up here. So these two things I've drawn in are separate ways to get backstage besides going directly through the stage. They're little separate rooms, and then all the stuff north. Making sense so far?
All right. So as a summary, the entryways are the door markers as the 2 little jutting lines on the 3 parts where the stairs lead to. There are also, in the cordoned off area, there is a further door that will quickly lead to backstage through another door. On both ends. Additionally, we can pass through the curtains if we want to go directly through, but we probably will not have line of sight in any of those. Okay.
What are those squares and circles in the background again? Across on the perimeter?
I don't think that was covered yet.
Where?
Oh, those are I think that's just furniture, tables and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cushions.
cushions and stands and stuff.
All right.
In a movie theater before you actually get to the theaters, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Also, above the stage, above the seats, above the lights, there's this vast framework. I looked up the term for it. I'm not much of a backstage guy, but it's called the grid, I guess, where there's ladders and wooden plank walkways, ropes, access to big spotlights, pulleys that elevate and drop special heavy props and set pieces. Maybe there's music boxes. Maybe there's certain performers or special effects mages. Who knows? It's all darkened up there. It's hard to see how it all works, for the benefit of immersion, right? Your eyes are supposed to be drawn to the stage.
I cast dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow horizontal ovals are all like ladders or backstage access to kind of get up to the grid, like here.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I think that covers it. Good. I will let you choose where the tickets are that you purchased, but it has to be, those two groups.
Sounds good. Is there like refreshments where they're like way overpriced past the actual cost of the ticket?
Yes.
Oh god.
You spend 3 gold if you want a glass of water. I guess we should be like on a bit far away from each other. Don't have to be like on opposite sides, but like maybe one group's like around over here. No one's like around here. I don't know. How close can we get for what we bought?
Whatever.
Can we stay within 60 feet of each other? That's my goal.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
but at least 5 hexes apart.
Also, just maybe like around over here. Oh god, it takes a while.
Say Wade has a really awkward middle seat.
Well, if you're trying to get within 60 feet,
Oh yeah. I'll go here. Like he has to like do the thing where like, all right, sorry. Where like everyone has to like pull on their knees.
he's a
You're
cat.
behind the
He can do it.
one. You're behind the one giraffe in the entire theater.
Crim, due to his size and stature, will take an edge seat so he scares as few people as possible.
Oh,
I'll put Cashmere next to Turner over here.
Okay. If you want
Got
an
a good
edge
angle,
seat,
he's correct.
Namo, you'd probably have to sit over here to the right of Turner. I think we'd have to be like adjacent to each other. Because those people got to sit there too.
there's a very well-behaved, collared feral wolf on the other side of you. Crim kind of like looks at you every now and then. Probably whoever they're associated with is in the seats, just like what you're doing.
I hope he's a wild shape druid.
Crim's doing like the same thing despite not being feral. He keeps eyeing the wolf like, friend? But he doesn't say anything.
Okay. One more thing I should reveal.
Uh-oh.
This is a meter that represents Dornall's approval of the play. Is it professional, without mistakes, entertaining, immersion that is unbroken? Events may happen during this play to affect the approval. You'll be assigned a point value at the end of each event. -2, -1, 0, +1, or +2. Some events may be about damage control, where negative value is all but certain, and some other events may be easy opportunities for positive value. You will recall that Cashmere's mom said that he's always in a good mood, open to change, open to negotiations and such, based on his favorite hobby and how that goes, watching plays.
But we're just audience members. How would we? I guess something's gonna.
Bugle, I don't think we would be able to just like be in an ideal position to be at like the perfect distance from each other and to play. I think we'll just have to act when the moment comes.
Alright.
I'm so excited for this. Else I've been sitting on this idea for like 3 years.
Oh,
Okay.
So wait, so we're.
Don't disappoint.
I guess we just keep an eye on things, but if we're just audience members,
I imagine we'll kind of figure it out as things are happening.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And question, in terms of accuracy, we're about as knowledgeable as the average person would be for details, right? Like, if something is universally inaccurate, we wouldn't really know about that, unless the person who's this meter is relevant to who happens to be a super genius on the matter. We wouldn't really
Yeah.
know. Okay.
Right.
I would say sometimes Tal, it might be a good idea to give us what your characters would think is this, or that doesn't seem too unusual, or like, oh yeah, that is definitely wrong. Just something so where
Okay.
we can avoid the metagaming. So you have to kind of help us there.
I don't even.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's be relevant here because how do we control that? We're just audience members in what's I believe it's packed, right?
Yeah.
Universe.
Hey, that's not what happened. Run it back.
Yeah.
Well,
No, we see a panic director coming. Oh, thank God, the actors didn't show up. You're finally here.
Oh my
Well,
god.
for what it's worth, I mean, we don't even know how we're going to be affecting this anyway. So I still think it's worth at the very least considering.
Good point.
Any precasts? Any other preparations? I don't know. Okay.
I guess I'll see if I have any spells that I even could use for this, but I don't think so.
Can I do one small thing? Can Wade have ritually casted Unseen Servant before all this?
Yeah. Sure. I think that's reasonable.
Alright.
I'll cast a Cloud of Daggers in the central spot of the.
The meter is at 0, -10, -20.
Or actually, would it be the opposite? It'd be like, oh, this is a show. All right.
Where do you guys want Lucky to be?
I imagine he'd probably be with the others, and you guys would probably be close together.
Yeah.
I just realized that I kind of have spells to prep as well, except they're what Crim has on his messages.
Same road, Beagle.
Alright, looks like yes, but it's actually Lucky.
Oh,
I see.
So right now, all Crim has that's prepped is right now the current displayed message is message box number 2. I'm an emotional support dragon.
Okay.
It helps for cover.
And you paid for tickets?
Just as soon as you've been seated, practically, the crowd around you quiets, and again you see that thin, androgynous skunk in all of their red, crimson, bright clothing and the very, very glossy, shiny tail, like swaying left and right rapidly like a squirrel changing directions. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, VIPs and generous donors, especially the ever-supportive Draft Dornall, and does like a big gesture to this platform, where indeed Dornall is sitting there, flanked by Nelfin and Delilah. Yeah, Cashmere's mom. He's here tonight for this first showing of a revised and magnificently modernized An Anthem for Bose, with his eldest daughter and wife, the lovely Delilah. Welcome, welcome. Let the production begin. And there's polite applause as they go to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
A moment passes. The audience has grown quite quiet. The curtains remain down. Orchestra ready, waiting for some type of cue.
Crim's a bit excited, so he makes sure to keep his mouth closed because whenever he gets excited, his mouth becomes a flashlight.
If it's modernized, there'll be way too much magic, not enough practical effects.
Turner can't hear you, but he somehow feels offended.
If you are proficient in history or performance, please roll.
Yeah.
History? Alright.
Performance.
I'm in both.
I don't know either. Guys were just sitting there with his arms crossed.
Oof. I don't like that too. I think I'm already going to burn my resolve.
I also rolled a 2. Time for resolve. Ah, shit.
I'm better in a literal crowd.
That's not much better. Let's see. My history is +7.
You have +7 in history? Oh yeah, you probably have a higher int right now.
I got a 2 and a 7 on the dice.
19 to I should probably write this down.
19.
You do
Okay.
performance, people? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So, in the expectant quiet, you can hear, like here, I'll ping the north part. You could hear the creaking of wood and, like, murmurs and slight clearing of throat of, no doubt, performers, like, ready to come onto the stage. But the curtains haven't risen yet, so they have not. Turner and Crim, you would know, based on your understanding of these plays, that at this point, the curtains should be drawn open. Like, this is an unusual delay, even for a debut performance. And, what's your name? Wade, you know that, DC 20, that the fly system is the way that the ropes control the curtains and all that stuff that happens from high above. That's where the curtains should be drawn from in this grid above the theater stage. But there's nothing happening up there. You can't exactly see, though.
Oh, off to a great start. And we'll just like give a little nudge and a little point, a little whisper to the others.
Just like with like a message or.
Well, I mean, I think well, I think I could be able to I could message you guys. I think you're within range. So yeah, he just like turn around, give a little point, the message to you, and you can tell the others. But we're off to a great start, aren't we?
Is there anything that they can glean from all this, or they have to kind of wait for this to try to resolve?
And we'll try to do a bit of perception to determine what's going on. Not perception, investigation, like looking around to see what's missing from this based on... He already knows from history that something's wrong, but... try to investigate what's up from where he's currently standing. He has dark vision, but it doesn't go that far out.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you can't
roll
actually see
investigation.
the stage from here.
Well, still, you could see the puzzle pieces, like, putting things together,
Yeah.
why isn't things happening?
Oh, do I roll investigation?
Oh, yeah, please, go ahead. And I'll say whatever I say, Wade, you automatically succeeded this too, because you have a great understanding of what should be happening.
Understood. Ooh, good
Yay.
number. 22.
22. Everything's all set, but the mechanism, the personnel, whatever's supposed to be happening up there in the grid to make the curtains part is not happening. Again, it's like walkways and extra materials and stuff. Maybe occasionally you could see like a form of someone walking past to where a spotlight is, but you can't tell from your senses what's going wrong up there.
Is there anybody up on the grid?
You do occasionally get the sense of motion. Yeah, if it's too much, too little, wrong place, hard to tell.
Do you see any way that we could trigger it ourselves? Just like from where we are? Like any sort of mechanism you could like hit with an arrow or something that would like release the current or raise it.
You see the fancy loops at the top of the curtain are all connected by like a thick braided cord that on either end is drawn up into the darkness above. If that were to be pulled somehow, if you want to be completely obtrusive, you could grab the curtains and just manpower them.
Maybe we kind of just wait a minute to see what happens. I feel like it might be a bit too soon to just like immediately jump in and try fixing stuff. Like I in character or out of character, I have ideas of something I could potentially do, but like it feels kind of weird if Turner like just flew over and just tried to start fixing stuff.
I'm kind of stuck as well since I don't have any remote things I can really quite do. But because I'm not a spellcaster, I'm mostly a melee fighter, with one exception. Oh shit. Well, I can't mechanically cast light, but Crim's seeing some shuffling, so he'll at least try, while hoping that no one quite notices. He'll try to make like the tiniest laser beam of his light powers from his mouth to like put a highlight on the light that's not on but should be, and see if that gets anyone's attention up on crew, if he can even get that far. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's just doing a little laser pointer with his
Nema.
his mouth.
He's like remind me like back in like the late '90s. There was like a thing at old wrestling shows where people would point laser beams, like red lasers at people's faces, like when in the ring. God, that just made me think of that.
Oh man.
Okay, yeah, you let that dragon fire, I guess.
It's
shine.
technically radiance, but yeah.
Okay. If you're expecting a signal back or like someone's face to appear, for whatever reason it doesn't. But you do get that light out there.
Grim tilts his head thoughtfully.
Cashmere is like bumping his like knee, like bouncing his knee, like impatiently.
Yeah.
He leans over to Turner. I'm this close from running up there and yelling at them. I could do it too.
He kind of like
They won't see me.
He's kind of like puts a hand on his shoulder. Why don't we just give it a minute before we go and make fools of ourselves?
He glances down at Dornell and like shakes his head. If they don't do something soon,
I think we might be causing more of a disturbance if we just storm up there after the first little setback. These things happen sometimes.
Oh my god, wait. One of Crim's prepped messages could be relevant here. Crim shuffles through his bag, and he puts on the other one, and then stares at the others. It says, "I'm on duty, no petting."
You wait. Dornall knows up front the VIPs are looking for rapt attention. Eventually, like nothing's whispering something to Dornall and shrugs. Some people who are perhaps as used to this sort of thing as some of you are beginning to murmur as well. But most people haven't seemed to realize something that should be happening isn't happening. 30 seconds pass. Another 30 seconds. Some murmurs are growing louder.
Wait, can I use one small?
Yeah, there you go.
Alright, well, I can't be on stage, so what I do have is an unseen servant that's an invisible, mindless shape that can do simple tasks within 60 feet of me.
60 feet?
Yeah. So...
Okay.
Do we see some sort of mechanism or something we could help activate that would release the curtain?
Not within 60 feet.
Yeah, definitely not.
Maybe like way up here or something like that.
Yeah. So the mechanisms and all that, presumably you haven't been up there, but again, this grid, this fly system, that's like, you've been to like a big theater, I'm sure. Like,
yeah.
It is this vast network above that controls so many things. You'd kind of have to be a little closer. The ceiling itself is, I don't know, 100 feet up.
Alright.
At least.
Gotcha. I mean, I could find an excuse to get him closer. I just want to know, like, if there's something we could do, like, that we can see from here. Like, is there... You mentioned just anything like look jammed and you switch, it could be pulled.
There's just stuff happening up there, but if nothing else is happening and some minutes pass and this is kind of a high priority thing and they got to make sure that this place is going well, Crim will glance again at the others, look down at his message saying he's on duty, and then he will get up from his seat and sort of march purposefully toward the stage while trying to judge how high up this banister area is.
Turner will try his best to look like he's on duty and like he belongs here with the beast he's handling apparently.
And there's ushers and people moving around, going to the bathroom and stuff. It's not like a disturbance for you to stand up and start walking. I would say the fly is probably like 75 feet up, so you would have to...
he can't make that. He can't gain altitude right now, but he can at least see if they can... He's bold, he's desperate, if they can go backstage and see what's up.
Okay. And Bugle, if you were trying to do the Unseen Servant from down here, I mean, you could try and have it manually pull one half of the curtains. I don't know if a strength of 2 would do it very quickly. I mean, these are humongous drapes. but that's valid.
Gotcha.
Okay, then Crim and
Yeah, the problem with the unseen servant is if the thing above is 75 feet up, then if Wade's at ground level, I think that's just straight up out of range.
So, something I want to do is, once Crim gets close enough, I want to have Cashmere make a distraction of some kind. As in, he's going to make a lot of noise.
What?
Not enough to be, like, obtrusive, but enough to get people's attention.
okay.
Nice.
Crim and Alex Turner wanna move your tokens to where you're doing this stuff?
I'll follow where Nemo's going.
Yeah. Understood. Right now, Crim is kind of going here to get a judge of... Whoop. Excuse me. To get a judge of what's happening. If he can't see a way through, he will instead find a path to get here. To get to the doors to backstage to investigate real quick.
Okay. Yeah, we could say the frontmost and the backmost rows of the amphitheater are like empty, so you could skirt along if you wished.
Okay. He will do that once he sees probably can't go in unnoticed there. He's not really trying to be stealthy, he's just trying to not be obstructive. So he just does this. Assuming Turner follows.
Yeah, I'm just kind of letting you play that, and then I'll move. What's your...
Does this door open?
Yes.
As Crim is going, Cashmere will, in rapid succession, make the loudest sneezes he possibly can.
Funny sneezes.
Achoo! Achoo!
Oh,
Roll
no.
perception or performance to draw attention without it being an obvious distraction.
Perception?
Deception, I think.
Oh, deception. Okay. Oh,
Does
those
this
are the-
door open?
Yes.
Well,
I'll
that's
wait
both-
for Snap for Cashmere's to resolve.
I'm actually gonna. Fuck it. I'll re-roll that.
I could give you resolve for amusing distraction.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's better. 14.
Okay. Yeah, maybe some people are giving you strange looks like, what is this amateurish distraction, darling? I'm not sure. Some people are just like, bless you. Oh, bless you. Wow, bless you. And it makes it easier for the others to go backstage without people wondering more, why are they going backstage? With the dragon, okay.
You're gonna kill someone. Oh no, he's not. He's on duty. See that message?
Okay. Turner will kind of, does it seem like there's someone, like, blocking them from getting back here, or anyone back? I was like, can they hear anything?
The door is open at this point.
It's dim so that the backstage area isn't shining light out into the theater properly. Neither of you has... No, Crim has dark vision, right?
Yep. His dark vision currently goes out... double checking. 60 feet. Yeah, I figured.
You notice a couple forms on the ground. Right as Turner, you kind of bump into one and stumble. They're bodies of uplifted people that seem to be sleeping? They're breathing. They've been stripped to their undergarments. It's kind of a strange odor on their breath. Two of them there, a couple more farther to the west. No one else moving backstage, but you still can tell there's like actors and stuff ready to go in this area.
Okay, Turner will
Oh
definitely...
my god.
Nemo?
Continue. I need to DM tell something.
Turner's definitely going to make a note of that and just kind of check for pulses. Like, do they seem like they're drugged, or like they're beaten? Do they have like evidence of wounds?
Let's make a medicine check, please.
I'm not particularly good at those, but I'll give it a try.
Herbalism would also work, but yeah.
I don't have that one. I think that's a total of 15. Yeah.
15. Your best guess is this is some type of sleeping poison, and even the common ones can affect memory. Doesn't seem like a lethal situation. Yeah, drugged. You think you're on the right track.
I swear if your friend is here, Cashmere. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on back here. I'll act as tech support.
Yeah, how Crim behaves here determines on one specific thing about his backstory that has not yet been revealed. I think I'll get the answer pretty soon. Also, he has the investigation, so he knows some basic things and history. Okay. Crim, upon seeing what is going on with here, he's like, well, that's not good. And he speeds on ahead to look for anyone who is still up, and Crim murmurs to Turner, something tells me if we want this to go well, we might have to do this. He looks for a way up.
Yep, there's one right on your left, another one down there. It's just black painted ladders that go up high with like catwalks every now and then. It's just this labyrinthine ascent.
I understand you don't have time to explain fully. Do we need the others? Is there going to be violence?
I'm not sure. Get them. Crim motions to the front of the stage. You can get them here.
Okay.
Those are the curtains.
You see some actors hear a conversation. They look like, those look like maybe the species that the Song of Boast was supposed to be. Like, looking at you like, what's going on? Why are the curtains moving? We're ready.
Okay. Turner will kind of, he'd kind of like go to, is there any spot here where, if he was to stand, people outside could see him if there was light?
You'd have to come out onto the stage, maybe if you peeked out here.
Okay, then Turner will kind of like nudge Crim aside really quick. He'll kind
Crim's
of
already climbing up. So yeah, you're here.
Okay. As he's kind of up there, he would kind of like looking down in the other's direction, cast like the light cantrip to kind of flash the area where they are, and then kind of tell out, need a little support back here. This thing ain't gonna fix itself, as if he's trying to call for another stagehand or something like that. But he's definitely looking in their direction.
Okay, then deception or performance from you as well, then please.
At least have proficiency in performance, but he'll turn the light off immediately after. Give me a good roll, please. 7. God, I should have saved my resolve.
And if you, those of you in the audience see this as unexpected and kind of obvious. It's not clear who this guy is. He's not wearing like normal backstage clothing, and there's more murmurs of unrest. But hey, you at least got the message.
All right.
Kidding me.
Out of gods. All right. I think I can try and buy some time. Yeah. I'll meet you in a few seconds. 1 second. Sorry, I need to use the bathroom, everybody. Sorry. All right, so I got a plan. I just wonder with you guys first. All right. Major image, range, concentration 10 minutes, range 120 feet. Summon someone on stage to stall and buy time.
Well,
You're welcome to do that. I will just say this is the very beginning of the play, and there's going to be many events. But yeah, totally up to you.
All right. Let's see. Yeah. In that case, fuck it. I think it's worth it. Wait, whoa. Just try and find some distance where he'll go in the direction that his companions seem to be leading him, but more backstage where he can kind of be somewhat unnoticed when he moves token. Sorry.
I'm gonna have Cashmere click his sandals together and use his sandals unseen step, and just become invisible.
Oh, cool.
And use that to basically hop over a bunch of people to get to the backstage.
That's a breeze? In fact, no, there's no breeze in here. Huh, must have been the wind.
It's probably just a draft.
Hey,
Well,
And he will run backstage, becoming visible at the right after he gets past the curtain.
okay, so fast forward, you're all backstage. Are you casting a big spell, Wade, or no?
Let's see. I mean, if folks are cool with this, sorry, I'm just trying to think on my head and improvise in this. Yeah, I think. Fuck it. Let me check the range. Range works out. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think Wade's going to cast like major image, like center stage with this big, like flourishing, arcane, like spooky whiff effect of like, essentially, basically like a stage under the person who gives the introduction to a play. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, like the host, kind of like the skunk just was.
Yeah. Well, let's
you probably just
say
replicated
species.
the skunk, maybe.
Well, we'll say species just like generic. I don't know. Like I'm feeling like a cat or something like.
Okay.
All right. He gives a very pronounced clear of his throat. We'd like to thank you all for attending today. Before we start, we'd like to say a few kind words to all of our current sponsors and those whose kind patronage has helped keep the theater in business and good condition for the past so and so years. Of course, the scavatories and etc. Like basically a long speech attempting to buy time, essentially. If that makes any sense.
He's thanking the criminal organization.
Well,
do you mean to say the drafts, or or are you intentionally saying scavatories?
The drafts. Sorry, my wires are getting crossed.
okay. Let's see. Could use a study action. Well, I guess I don't care if it's an illusion. Could you roll performance, I guess, to improvise on the fly, make it seem like a legit thing?
Yeah, let's see if Wade can do better than I can. Shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the names just come to you from signs and word of mouth, like you are just improvising while physically making your way, like focused on this at the same time. It is probably the best you've performed under pressure with something like this, and people quiet down.
My luck hasn't ran out yet. The illusion seems to be even shaking, but it's working.
Okay, Crim, you're probably at the top now, huh? Okay, Crim, you reach the top. You are now pretty much, you're not out of people's line of sight, but it's intentionally shadowy, as I said, and it's a lot easier to do things up here without drawing attention. You see a variety of lanterns and spotlights that can be pointed with lenses that are surely enchanted to increase the luminosity as they shine outwards. You see guide ropes to hold on to on all these catwalks. You see pulleys and cranks and levers and such to control most anything that's on stage, even though a lot of it has not been attached to things properly. You see some music boxes, some strange devices that must produce visual and sound effects. And you see some uplifted folks, decked out all in black, even hoods that conceal their features, befitting of backstage personnel. A couple of them are by the large crank that definitely operates the main curtains, and they're intentionally not moving them. They kind of note your arrival and seem a little surprised, looking warily at this well-mannered dragon.
Where am I? Someone over me?
Oh yeah, sorry. I was trying to mention I was trying to nudge you aside to get right there, but
I believe I'd be here now.
Oh, I made this little box so that to indicate you're like off the map in that area, if you want to use that, so it's not like, oh, he's
Where?
on stage.
you're basically in the grid.
Oh, that's what it... So it's on there, but it's not located. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, or if you want to do altitudes, but it's probably easier.
Okay. Crim taps his sign and then marches to the crane.
Has Wade possibly made his way back here yet?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I can speak. I'm running out of things to say. I can keep occupied forever.
Well, then get them off the stage if you need to, but I need your I need your ability to stretch the truth. I'm here as an emergency stagehand.
I mean, that's technically not a lie at this point.
So, please get your bullshit your bullshit improviser on. What were you saying, Doc?
Trust me, it's already going.
We not going to talk about the bodies lying over there?
God, this feels so weird. Like, yeah, I do feel like a bit. I do feel like a bit of dissonance here with what I feel like would realistically we'd want to do versus like versus like the mission that we're kind of given to make the stage go on, to make the play go on.
Well, for what it's worth, we already determined they're just unconscious. So
they had some poison, like some type of like a non-lethal poison drink, and they're stripped in their underwear.
Can I have actually Cashmere examine that medicine check?
Sure, yeah. And then I want to get back to what Crim's doing.
Yeah. Because he might notice this sort of scene. That's a nat 1, never mind.
Well, you get an extra resolve if you want to, but we already did examine it too, so I don't know if you don't use it for that.
Nah.
It's enough to tell that they seem like they're sleeping.
Cashmere just shakes his head. Must have been drinking on the job or something.
Crim, you approach the crank, and one of them holds out a paw to try and like stave you away from it, and says in a quiet tone, so it doesn't echo, "You shouldn't be up here. It's backstage only. You should go back down. You're not meant for this."
Crim puffs out his chest, making sure that his well, yeah, he holds out his paw, right? And Crim's shorter than this person if they're taller than 4 feet, right?
Yeah.
Crim puffs out his chest and says, "I'm on duty, no petting." And then he growls, trying to intimidate them to step aside. He's doing some work.
Okay. He like
Don't try to pet him.
He tries to like shove you away, and effectually doesn't want to push too close to your teeth as you kind of push forth your presence. He and some of the other people look like they're reaching for things, some weapons or batons coming into their hands, until there's a quick series of snapped fingers 3 times in a row, and they like look back and then sort of dodge away into the darkness further of the grid. You are free to access.
Can Crim see the source of that snapping fingers within 60 feet of darkness?
Yes, it is another dark, hooded figure, probably mammalian by the sound and look of their hand.
Understood. However, if they're leaving, Crim figures that the first thing that needs to be done is run these mechanisms. He does his best with his historical knowledge of this and some other knowledge he may have related to this, do his best to get the show on the road.
And the curtains are simply and easily pulled open.
Without further ado, we proceed with Anantha the Bows. Thank you, everybody.
Ooh, applause!
Yay!
Crim sighs nervously. At this point, he realizes, oh no, I'm the stage manager now. And he realizes that his home is now the grid, unless he hears a commotion.
Yep. The audience sees the cat disappearing into a puff of smoke. A puff of smoke. It reappears next to Wade. He gives it a high five.
Wow.
Well done. It's patting yourself on the back right there.
I'll give Bugle a resolve for that performance. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
And Crim, you would also notice as those people dodge away into the shadows out of sight, they're not like disruptive or loud. They seem like they know their way around up there, but they leave behind more unconscious, stripped, uplifted people.
Recognizing that he probably doesn't need to do anything for the stage right now, he will take a moment to inspect them and prop them up in a slightly dignified manner.
Okay.
But that's kind of all he's doing right now. He's in the grid right now. If he senses that there needs to be lights, he'll do lights. All that. He's multitasking at this point.
Okay.
His eyes are already bugging out, but thankfully no one can see him.
Do your best. Things look okay down there. So the scene opens in a fancy personal office. There's a large desk. An uplifted coelacanth fish shifts the desk nameplate, so it's perfect. It says, well, none of you maybe be able to see this very well, but those in the audience, lucky, he sees. The nameplate says, Saria Turgi, head of keepers of Karifi.
Boo!
My attempt to erase her from history didn't work, I see.
That was mostly for you, Doc.
I get the feeling that a lot of her credence was erased. We'll see. But she is on record of being on the Keepers, so
Maybe we can talk a bit more about that afterward.
I'm gonna have Cashmere dash over to the seat next to Lucky.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're free to reposition yourselves. I will just say, keep in mind the time it takes to do this stuff. But yeah.
He's
I think
Cashmere's like a blur.
we're just behind the curtain to look at it.
The orchestra
So, like,
plays.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
okay. As the scene goes on, he'll get back over there. Okay, continue. Sorry.
The orchestra plays this officious, subdued, but kind of busy music that's befitting an important person with much to do. And entering in one by one are an uplifted fox, Mewo, jackal, cuttlefish, and hawk. And the audience cheers, recognizing these heroes, the Song of Boast from a couple generations ago. And these people start on the stage telling about a tragedy in the empty desert. A government-funded expedition gone wrong, a prophecy from an ancient camel civilization, and the dangers of a cult. And the audience is enraptured, and as a result of all your efforts, -1.
It's taking all of my restraint not to fuck with this play with major image right now.
no, you don't even know. Nobody knows.
Okay, I guess in the meantime, while things are kind of cool, or kind of going, yeah, Turner's definitely going to be doing some sleuthing around here to see what the hell's going on.
Okay.
And he'll kind of, need Wade's help right there if he needs to, like, have someone do a little fibbing for them, if that's cool with Bugle.
Yeah, it's fine, but I want to watch the play.
He just kind of gives you like a glare and just kind of like smack on the back of the head with a mage hand.
Ah! What? I don't have a helmet. That hurts.
So that's like funny for another reason. Completely inside joke.
Wow.
But we need to figure out what's going on here. But I can't lie my way out of a paper bag.
All right. I'm with you. Let's get this moving.
All right. So Turner's gonna kind of look around. Like, does everybody seem to just be kind of like panicking? Like, what's going on? Or are they kind of like all just getting ready for their roles?
You don't see any other actors back here so far. You see some unconscious people. It's hard to tell what role they have because they're just in their undergarments. But the audience seems appeased now, just watching the show.
Well, is there some type of like check we can do to try to find something, or I don't know.
What are you looking for?
Is there any sort of like a manager here, or like a, a person who's like, no, you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, you could roll investigation, start looking at likely places they should be. Is there like a stand where they're directing the play? Sure.
Nope.
Okay,
That one.
apparently nope.
Not one. Because I'm rolling like shit
Yeah.
today.
We're unfamiliar with backstage processes and who should or shouldn't be here. But something's clearly wrong. You're confident that unconscious people who are drugged, ? Should not be here.
Alright, well, someone else jump in now.
Can I have, because Cashmere's back in the audience now, and he's mainly there to keep an eye on Dornell. Can I have him do a perception check to look around that general area to see if there's any suspicious things happening?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Nice. 24.
Okay. Delilah, Dornall, Elfim, yeah, they're just chilling. Nothing suspicious there. The orchestra, everyone's playing in time. No bad actors, pun intended, I guess, there. The Atra, you don't see anyone murmuring incantations. You don't see any shifty people. There's so many people to look at. If you had to guess, there's no funny business in this part of the audience. Is it somewhere else in this vast audience? Could you spend some time casing it? Or is it completely in other parts of the theater?
Cashmere is just feeling uneasy, so he excuses himself and scouts around a little bit. And heads to the other side.
Yeah.
Looking around still. So that's something going on in the background.
Okay, sounds good. I'll let you know if you find or don't find anything.
I'm gonna go ahead and climb up to the grid.
Okay. Takes like 30 seconds.
Just kind of, sort of discuss with Cashmere with Crim. See the other unconscious people up here.
Yeah, Alex can probably tell that what Crim is doing during the downtime, now that he's at least had those people propped up in a more dignified way, is he's getting familiar with the tech to be like, okay, what does this probably do? What does this probably do? Oh, I hope things are labeled, so on and so forth. He's working under pressure, but you can definitely tell he's under pressure.
And you can't help but feel there's other eyes up here on the grid watching your every move, Crim, but surely it's just your paranoia working under pressure.
Don't worry, he has -1 perception. He doesn't know.
Okay. Okay, so there's movement happening. You rejoin Crim. You see what he saw, Alex. And time progresses. Eventually, this scene on the stage is over, and the scene changes. This doesn't need too much assistance from you, Crim. You do notice those backstage, Wade and Turner. There are actually some people, but they're in rooms and like they're busy. They're not like floundering out here in the open, like looking suspicious. They kind of move out, again, all black, start moving some of the things into position. It's like a scene change. The lights dim, taking some things off stage. You can intercept or ask questions or things if you wish, but they're just kind of doing their rehearsed tasks.
You at least wait for the scene to properly change before he just like pulls someone off of their duty.
When you say the lights dim, does Crim dim the lights for that, or is there a different area where the lights are handled?
Shoot, yeah, I guess you would dim them.
Okay,
It's good the scene's
Crim
over.
is following this. He's getting a vibe for it. So
The scene starts and the lights start flickering. It's artistic.
it's artistic, avant-garde.
Alright, you grab someone, Turner. It's a chameleon lady, maybe 20 or so. Looks very busy.
He'll ask well, he'll kind of like look to Wade. What do you call the person in charge of all this?
Wade's got high performance. What do you know?
Backstage manager.
Yeah. Backstage manager.
Where's the backstage manager?
Who are you? Can I see a badge, please? I've never seen you before. I'm very busy.
And
I
at this point, like
to imagine.
the cat. Sorry, what?
I like to imagine that they say, "Where's the backstage manager?" and Crim just looks back like, "I'm sorry." He just goes back.
Yeah. I'll say at this point, like the cat that was on stage, like appears behind a corner, like an NPC going into motion, like it starts pacing right through us. Like, what just happened at the intro? What's it? He'll have our head for this. Oh god, the reviews are going to be awful. We don't have time.
Okay. The chameleon says, it's not that person. No idea who they are.
Yeah, I'm a subcontractor. Like he hired me, but we need to know what's happening. Why?
Contractor.
Could you please just direct us to the manager? There's an issue with the curtain. We're here to try to fix it.
Yeah, check backstage too. Can you roll either a persuasion or intimidation check?
Alright, can do. Alright.
Either one.
Let
of
me
you,
check.
yeah.
I
why
got
I
plus
have Bugle
12, bitch.
here.
Let's do this. Yeah. Plus 12. Fuck it, I can roll bad.
Holy crap! Plus 12 at level 6.
God damn.
Well, technically plus 10, but I'm within 2 people, so it gets a plus 2 bonus to my racial feature.
Nice.
Okay. Thinking about your vibe bypasses security and protocols, and she says, "Right, backstage 2. It's the one with the nice seating. Yeah, check there."
Yeah, I know the cat ignorantly paying the pieces off, man. My rolls are going to go to shit as soon as you can just tell.
If we just had like a high visibility vest and a hard hat, we'd have advantage in all of these deception checks.
Yeah.
Turner at the very least will take
Alright.
off his hat. He'll kind of
Come on.
set it like right over here. Oh, by this mask.
Come on, to backstage 2. Turner, was it? Let's go.
He just
You
kinda
arrive-
shakes his head.
It's one of those like half-constructed rooms where people aren't meant to like treat this as an actual room. It's just partitioned for storage and for privacy or whatever. You enter inside, and yeah, there's some half-eaten meals on some tables, a carpet, and some more unconscious people.
It's very clear that these actors have focused entirely on performance and neglected all other skills.
Yeah, this is just getting weirder.
You see, these people actually aren't fully unconscious. I retconning that a little. They're quietly groaning and clutching their legs. And there's 3 of them that are dressed as zombies, like fake wounds, protruding bones.
Do they look like canine-ish?
Okay.
They do, and they're kind of clutching their legs, like as if they just got kicked there, the worst shin splints ever. And the 4th person is truly unconscious. And as you arrive there, those of you who are not in this room would notice that the new props and the new backdrop suggest we're in a dark forest, the kind you don't want to be in alone late at night. You'll be gobbled up. And the song is making idle conversation. We're kind of getting to know these characters better. The jackal slows down what he's saying, kind of looking about an alarm. But there's nothing to alarm him. And the others of the song kind of take his cue, like, looking at the trees and the backdrop expectantly. But there's absolutely no other danger on stage. And the jackal repeats his line louder, as if expecting to be interrupted, but there isn't an interruption.
Alright, guys. Alright. Quick question. Let's see. Major image. Image of a creature, object, or other visual phenomenon. 20 feet cube. Alright, how you interpret it? Can you change the image from what it current or
No.
Image appears in a
Alright.
space. No.
Alright, by the gods. Alright.
Oh, and
so
for everyone's benefit, per Will's request earlier, everyone here would be familiar that, this is a dark forest that was overtaken by zombies of some kind. And the Song of Boast dealt with it historically.
alright. Around here is could we just take their uniforms and put them on?
We're
we
really
try?
We're really doing this.
It seems so.
I guess Alex is not privy to this. Kind of gives us.
Alex would be, because we're in the grid area, which means we need to be able to see what's happening on stage to do our thing.
No, I'm aware of that. I'm not aware of the plan they're making to
Oh, I
dress up
see.
as
Yeah.
zombies.
You could probably see backstage and stage, but not their hearing, yeah.
Fine. I guess if we're getting part of this whole charade. Seemingly in an attempt to stall for time, Alex is going to kind of try to assess the area where the actors are looking, where they're expecting something to happen. And he is going to cast Fog Cloud centered on that point.
Ooh.
And that actually goes really well with what I was planning to do, to also do an assist. Crim works the lights to put out the lights, as if for further dramatic effect once the fog comes in, to buy them a little bit of time.
Okay. easily accomplished. Let me see how they'd react here. Okay. The hawk of the Song of Bos gives a startled cry and says, "Oh, there's some kind of zombies in this fog. We better deal with them." And starts walking inside, and the Sog kind of confusedly, but trying to act it out, goes into the fog and like makes the sounds of battle.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, push me down.
They must have just like cheaped out on the effects here. They couldn't afford it. They're really gonna try to theater of mind bullshit this.
Oh my god.
Theater of mind, wow.
Not what I was intending for them to do, but whatever.
Meanwhile, backstage, go ahead.
Oh, Crim murmurs to Alex, "I think all the actors are unconscious or something because that must be all the bodies. Oh, how are we going to cover for this?
Turner's
There's so much lights. Good fog, by the way. That was you, right?"
Yeah, that was me.
Turner's gonna
Do
go
we
inside.
really care about this much?
Better than fighting, Crim says nervously.
Alright, Turner's gonna go inside and try to like check up on these people who seem like they're kind of, partially there. Like, it's kind of like prop their head up and then wave a hand in front of them to see if they can register it.
Yeah. This guy looks like a zombie. Good costume artist, whoever did this work on him. The crew, a few of them just jumped us, freaking smashed our legs, told us we're not performing today. We're supposed to, the place could be ruined.
What do they
They're
look
supposed to be beating up some zombies. We have some beat up zombies now.
What do these people look like? What species were they?
I don't know. One of them had a rabbit tail. One of them had a reptile. They're wearing all black. They're the backstage guys. I don't know. One of the Andy didn't really seem like Andy.
I was so ready for you to say one of them had a rabbit tail, another one had a rabbit tail, another one had a rabbit tail.
There's supposed to be 5 of us, but the other 2 skedaddled during the attack. That was like only a minute ago. Probably can't find them.
Any idea why they are doing this?
If they hate the fine art of performance, I don't know. Crazy, this shenanigans happening, man. Can you do something about my freaking broken leg? Look, looks like a wizard robe or something.
It's actually
We
like
have
the
healers?
tuxedo. Remember,
Oh, I thought-
remember he was like wearing like a
okay.
little dapper outfit. But yeah.
You wouldn't say that.
What way knows would a healing word unbreak his leg?
You think so?
All right. Do you still know your lines?
I have been training for this for a month.
All right, then get up, man, and put up the show of a lifetime. Is we'll use a first level spell slot to cast healing word on him, and just like take him by the scruff of his collar, just drag him to his feet, and just push him on stage.
Okay. Push him on stage. You think you hear one of the actors from the Song of Bos saying, "Oh, thank God." And then emerging from the fog, like, oh, the Song of Bos is like battling this one lone zombie who's like, and trying to eat them.
Yeah, with once Crim spots that, he brings the lights back on so they can improv from there.
Okay. Nice.
I'm trying to get an idea of when the right time is to dispel the fog cloud.
Probably right when
Kind
the
of
lights
hard to
come on,
do.
you can dispel it.
Okay. Just drop concentration.
Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty legit. Like, out of the fog came this one zombie. It's a bit odd that there's only one, but hey, maybe the Song of Bos is only level 1.
Well,
We were level 3 at this point, excuse me.
But perhaps because it's an overwhelming force, the muo of the actors accidentally gets overzealous and bumps the biggest tree in the backdrop. This is a heavier prop which has hooks attached to the top, and it can be moved about, lifted, dropped, etc. with the pulleys above the stage. The tree's kind of wobbling forward, backward, bigger and bigger wobbles like it's going to topple.
Is that something that Crim can handle? Location-wise.
Yeah, someone above could.
All right, Crim. Yeah, this is a job for Crimothy. All right, he runs over, quickly trying to stabilize that.
Because you have dark vision, you can see that this particular rope that is like shaking that you could stabilize, it's shiny, as if it's been greased with something.
Well, that's not going to make him hesitate. He's going to try to grab it anyway.
Okay, then please give me an athletics check to quickly stabilize this big prop. It's heavy, as well as a Constitution saving throw as the substance sits on your talons.
Man, they must have some crazy absorption factor to get into talons. Then again, it could be the ridges of the scales as well. All right, so the first one is an athletics check, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Double checking my bonus, because that one has been a while, ironically.
I'm going to break free after this.
Dirty 20 on the athletics check. Constitution saving throw. Oh, fuck. 24.
Oh.
I have proficiency on that one.
Grasp it. You firmly grasp it, and even though you feel like a chill running through you, threatening to weaken you, you feel fine, and the tree stops wobbling.
Crim recoils from that, looking at his paw like, oh, that's a lot of sabotage, he thinks to himself, as he murmurs to Alex what he found when trying to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought I'd need restoration when going to a theater. Maybe I should have prepared it.
It does. Once this happened, it could wait. Could he find a script for this play in one of these rooms?
Ooh, yeah, you certainly... I'll say, yeah, you're in the right room. This seems... I mean, there's probably scripts all over the place. It might be piecemeal, like, oh, this is the one meant for these people, and this is the one meant for the main actors. You could kind of put it together. Yeah, you have the script.
I'm wondering if Wakefield, like, he could just like speed read it and just like look around for the appropriate uniform, just one man play this, just like try to sub in for any of the actors that like.
Well, there are some actors still around, even if they're very studiously going about their business and ignoring the sleeping stripped people. They got their noses in the script, okay?
Like Oblivion NPCs.
For some reason, I feel like I'll be trapped here forever.
And then be seeing you.
Okay, as you look over the script, Dornall's reaction to all this from your decisive intervention, special effects. Yeah, +1.
Like when NPC goes up to Wade, what are you doing here? You too.
I think we could take our first breaky.
Okay.
Our only breaking.
First breaky. Hell yeah.
Back soon.
That's good.
Hello. How are you?
I have a dog,
Thanks for asking.
and he's really cute. Where's Creamsicle?
Oh, what a good boy.
She's right over here. Being told off for chewing on cords.
Oh,
Again?
How could you?
This kills the cord.
hey, Paparito.
Okay. Meanwhile, in An Anthem for Bose, the Song of Bose moves on. The zombie exits. There's talks with... Oh, coming from backstage now. A couple of them do... like backup actors, less important actors. A couple of them do remark on the bodies. I'm like, oh, like freaking out. And then the one in front says, we can't linger. We have to go. There's a problem for someone else. This is our debut. The others say, right.
You know, that's probably the most realistic thing about all of this. The culture of the show
Yeah.
must go on is so fucking strong.
and they come out. Most of them are actually uplifted wolves, but some of them are similar species and made to look like wolves. They come out. There's another scene change facilitated by those above, and they start talking about the loyal dead wolves serving even after death. There's politicking. There's a tragic meeting between the jackal and his dying wolf father, and a confrontation with the pack's alpha. And there's a new scene. This seems to be... Oh no.
What?
You know what I'm laughing at? I'll just like if you want to guess after I describe it.
Is it going to? It's while you're okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Some type of underground metal mine.
Oh, we're already skipping to that far.
Yeah, we can't be here all night.
Okay. Oh, damn. Okay. I'm guessing it's the fan dude.
Yeah. So this it's all industrial. It's some minecart props that are brought out, some rail tracks that the Song of Bows is stepping over. Some actors dressed in constructs come out that are kind of like aggressing the party, dealing with them as they try to go deeper into this mine. There's even one with a giant fan on her chest that the song braces themselves against, using some wind cantrip to great effect. And then the Muo actor steps forward announcing, "I'll break the fan with my magic heirloom warhammer." And as he raises it, the top part blows right off, bounces off the ground into the offstage area right here.
Wade just looks at that, just thinks, "Oh, just sees the fan. That's so lame."
It's clearly a prop, not made of metal, this warhammer.
So the hammer exploded prematurely, and it bounced off stage. Oh dear. Okay, good. Crim can't help with that. Good luck.
He's like, "Oh, I dropped the hammer. Curse this construct!" And like he hurries off stage after it, while the Song of Bows is like, "Oh, I'm still in combat with this wind enemy."
Cashmere stops his searching to watch this scene unfold. Like, what?
I feel like that's just you like acting through your character right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Doc, for Snap, he's like was not here for the first campaign, so he's learning about a lot of this stuff in real time with anybody watching.
I mean,
He's our audience surrogate.
Cashmere is right there with me because he doesn't like know as much probably as the rest of the party. Comparatively, he's not much of a history guy, so he's just like, "What?"
All right. Wade is gonna like rush off after the actor at this point, and all right, sir. Can you pantomime? Because this is your hammer now. As Wade casts minor illusion, makes her copy of the hammer.
Oh, this. I don't think this will work. Who are you? It doesn't matter. This is an important prop for all future scenes. I need it, but it's broken.
Turner is going to cast a mage hand to try to pick up the prop, unless it's like more than 5 or 10 pounds.
5 pounds.
It's very lightweight. You pick up the hammer head. He's still holding the handle. It's like broken into 2 pieces.
Okay. He'll try to have it float over and then just kind of like jam itself back into the socket.
He holds it. It goes in place, but then as he's like, "Thanks," he turns and it falls off again.
You gotta stick
Turner-
it in there.
Sabotaged.
Turner is going to do it again, but he's just going to keep the mage hand like attached to it to just try to his best to keep it like with hold it down as it's getting swung. Try to have like the mage hand just kind of hold it.
What's the? That's a good idea. What's the range on that thing you're doing?
He'll kind of get a little closer. Is it 30 feet? Let me open up this.
I believe it's 30 feet.
Yeah, 30 feet.
Okay, yeah, he'll try to stay just like at the edge where it's still a little dark, where you can kind of keep an eye. Just don't go too far.
Okay. Could you give me an Arcana check to rapidly kind of manipulate the vectors of the hand and make sure it's keeping it on at all times?
Okay, it's gotta be like my one thing I'm good at, please. Well, not my one thing, but like I gotta get a good roll, please. 4, but I have expertise. Can I please roll above a 10 again? Plus 10, so 14.
Okay. Fortunately, this is not too hard. And you are able to keep an eye on him, and with concentration, make sure that every time he does these like dramatic stage combat blows with the hammer, it stays on. And he even says, well, actually what happens is the fan girl, this opponent they're facing, says, "Now I shall overcharge my fan and blow you all away with my technological might. Prepare yourself." And then she cuts off. Sudden silence. Everyone on the stage is sort of like shaking in place as if under the attack of this huge gust of wind. Their lips are moving, delivering lines, but there's no sound coming out.
And of course, I didn't prepare that either.
Wait. Oh fuck. How high? What's the distance between where they are right now and the grid, where that aura of silence is currently happening?
Good question, let me check. Yeah, I mean, the grid, what I said, is like 70 or 80 feet above. So, yeah.
But the aura itself is a sphere, correct?
Yes.
What are...
Well, if it's a silent spell, yes.
Yeah, if it's a silent spell, yeah.
If it's a silence spell, Crim will try to absorb it.
What are you targeting? How does that work?
I will have...
Who's a creature? Oh, wait, that might be too far. Let me double check how far Siphon Magic is now. Oh, no, I'm level 5 now. Yeah, 60 feet. And how... If it's covering the whole stage as a sphere, it can definitely reach it. Choose a creature, object, or effect within 60 feet. And I can try to just eat it.
Okay.
It counts as... It behaves like Dispel Magic.
Well, that means I don't have to use a 3rd level spell to cast Dispel Magic.
This is a rank 2 spell effect, so...
A third of my level is 2. I automatically succeed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you a result for that. That's cool.
Hell yeah.
Like,
yeah,
drawing.
I can instantly dispel, no check, anything whose rank is a third of my level rounding down. Since I'm level 6, rank 2 and below go bye-bye.
Okay.
However, I can only do this once per long rest, so get those dispel magics ready for next time, Turner.
I'm going to have Turner cast Detect Magic and keep it up for 10 minutes, so that way he can kind of like, be able to kind of know sooner when something is, if something is like, triggering, so he can react quick. What?
Is Mage Hand concentration?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But I figure they're probably done with this pretty soon, at least with that fight.
I wonder if we're way misprioritizing this. We're gonna get back into it. I was just gonna be dead, like in his room.
Well, problem solved.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that really that big of a loss?
Okay. So a few things happen. You draw yourself up, Crim, and the metal catwalk kind of sways a little bit, but it's secure. You're gonna arch your neck, whatever you have to do, and then you inhale and you feel something pull from the stage to you like a ripple in the air, and it goes down your throat as you absorb a silence effect, and all of a sudden sound is restored, and the audience is put at ease. Someone in the songboat is saying, "Have caution, it's wind, cold, or something else coming from that terrible turbine." As you pass Detect Magic, the range of that being 30 feet, you might see some magical props and such, nothing too fancy, a lot to look through with thoroughness in the backstage area. Not too much from on stage right now, and the grid is out of your distance.
Okay. He'll at least keep it active for a little while. And then once this scene kind of plays out and they're gonna try to change, Turner's gonna call over all the main boss actors, say, "Bring all your equipment to me, let me make sure it's all in good condition." and he'll try to take the time of the next scene change, whatever that is, to try to mend the things back together.
Okay, you get resolve for that course of action. Prepping the actors.
Related, this might be relevant, and Turner might certainly notice this. Is there anything in the way of repair supplies in this area, like glue or string, stuff like that?
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff in some of these rooms for costuming, repairing of props, emergency things, absolutely.
That could be helpful.
Also, Cashmere, at this point you've done your casing of the entire audience, I'm sure, looking for anything suspicious.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like backpacks and briefcases and stuff that can hold weird things. All sorts of people from many walks of life here. Many of them could be suspicious. And then some measure of security of the place is kind of watching from the wings, the lobby, and such. They don't seem to notice much amiss.
They are terrible at their jobs.
No, we're
Maybe
just
they're plants.
dealing with spies, you know? They got naturally
Oh.
good stealth.
Oh my goodness! Are you by the divines? Are you all right? Person is dead.
Ugh.
Damn it.
Cashmere is more frustrated than anything. He's just thinking, no, he's not here. And he aims back towards the the backstage, and he gives it a bit before heading over there till probably like the next scene change.
Okay. That's right about now. And yeah, some of the actors, they're so stressed out, they don't really question you, Turner, as you just start taking charge, like, okay, let me check your stuff, let me repair things. You're not finding any unusual magic auras. And you are able to repair that hammer definitively.
Okay, and just get back to the performance. I'll take a quick look around.
Was the song of Boast this lame?
The backdrop and setting are changed again. Everything removed. Actors are off stage, kind of slight costume changes, quick communications. There's a lot of confusion, but a lot of, like Namo said, the show must go on. And the lights are called to dim. At least you could tell that's the pattern now. A new backdrop piece is being brought out. It's essentially a big prop-up, like, big wooden slab of art. But the two crew members who are bringing it out sort of like freeze halfway onto the stage, and then they bring it backstage again, because it looks like all the other set pieces were like desert mesa, like, oh, we're in the desert now. But the one they were about to bring out is purple with like black paint zigzagged all across it, as if graffitied. It leaves a big gaping empty spot on the stage, and they look panicked, unsure if they should bring it out or not.
Cashmere, this is your calling.
Oh man.
You just got a new paint set, right?
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Well, that is immediately relevant, actually. Wow. All right.
Yeah. Cashmere like stares at it like as he's like standing up in his seat, like ready to go backstage, and he looks at the thing in his pocket, and he just slips it back in and clicks his heels together again. Go invisible.
Okay.
He's going to run to the stage.
This is the most absurd thing we've ever done, Tal.
I wonder, like, did whoever planned to fuck with this performance have like 20 contingencies for if the first plan went wrong?
Yeah, seriously.
Probably.
Oh, I
No,
forgot
I
to
mean,
turn off
it's,
that.
they were trying to make the whole thing terrible, you know? Makes sense.
But presumably, like, if the curtain hadn't opened at the start, the performance just never would have
Well,
happened.
then someone else would have pulled the curtain. That was an easy one. There's so many things that they want to make go wrong. Makes sense to me.
Or maybe they're actively doing it now, people. Oh.
Yeah.
We're unknowingly running past each other, like backstage.
Powerful invisibility spells do exist.
Hey, I would have
Crim
detected them
doesn't
by
have
now if
blind
they're just
sight
running
yet.
past us.
Okay. That's a good point. You do detect magic up. Okay, well, Dornall's reaction to the zombies. Sorry, I lost track of that. Feel free to
fans.
remind me, because that's the whole point of this.
The fans.
Did I already do the zombies one? I think that was a +1.
Yeah, he got a
wasn't it?
That was
+1.
a
We got
+1,
nothing
yes.
for the mines
Okay.
though.
The mines. That was them ending the illusion. Okay, that'll be another +1.
We're doing it. We're saving the city.
We're saving the performance.
Cashmere, your invisibility fades and you arrive backstage in the chaos. They're asking what to do. Is there a replacement? No, there isn't.
Yeah, I'll say he's back here. Cashmere will come back and just in his full formal attire, just like, somebody get me some paper. I'll fix this.
You're not Delirious. She's our artist. All right, fine. You were brought some paper.
Turner would just kind of say, "Just shut up and do your job. We're here to fix this."
We're here.
Get me as much paper as you can. I'll do this fast.
Okay, people are bringing lots of paper. It's not all uniform, but so it goes.
And he's gonna pull out this new doohickey that Falstone gave him, as well as his painter supplies that he has on hand. And it says you can paint an image of something you've seen or something you haven't. DC 10 for the first one, DC 15 for the second one.
Okay. There are plenty of similar mesas if that's what you're going for reference. Cacti and stuff.
I will have Cashmere do that.
Do it.
And that is a...
Excuse me.
I hope, like one of the actors leans against it and they just like stains their clothes. But no one notices.
I'm assuming this is a Dex...
It is dexterity.
Dex Athletics.
Athletics?
No, it's not athletics. It's just.
Oh, it's just Dex.
Yeah, Dex. And do you have
Just Dex.
proficiency with painter's tools?
Yes.
Then you'll get to add a +3, I believe, to that as well. So Dex +3, Dex plus proficiency.
Okay, so that's still same as it would be, I think. +7.
Sweet. Hey, good roll.
Okay. You bust out the big brushes for this one, and it takes a minute. The Song of Boasts on stage, knowing what's happening, stalls. Like, oh, really making their entry slow. Crim, maybe you're not turning the lights on full just yet.
Yeah, he's got it at half dim, like to give the idea of like this is a talking moment, not a visual moment.
I bet like the Varric actor is just like really just trying to ham up his reluctance to even go here.
And you have fixed it up.
In a hurry, Cashmere like holds it up. He admires it. Like thinking, wow. That actually felt that tool actually did come in handy, but
Admire
shakes his
later,
head.
work now.
Hands it to the workers, like, go.
They gotta like jam it into the cracks of the pre-existing wooden prop and like flatten it. Someone's running for glue. It's like too late. They just push it on stage. It's pretty good. It's enough that it's like, oh, that one looks a little off. Must be an artist change, but yeah, it's pretty good. Doesn't stand out anymore.
Not untrue. While this is kind of going, Turner's now just gonna kind of like just try to investigate around, see if he can, if anything like pings his detect magic radar. So he's just kind of like just checking the different backstage places.
How much wood does it? Doesn't go through like thick wood, right?
Let me go back to that description really quick.
3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. You would sense magic under the stage at one point, but not too much of anything like, oh, that's okay, that's just a magic quill that never runs out. Like, that's just some common magic items backstage.
but underneath it feels a little bit more. More?
Yeah, there's like some stable auras coming from under the stage.
Okay.
It could just be totally part of acoustics or something inherent to the theater, but it's there.
Turner will pull aside someone who looks like they know their way around here. Give me access to underneath to the sub area, the basement, whatever you'd call that down there.
You'd have to. Okay. And takes you to one of these back rooms, which has like a staircase, and leads you under.
Okay. If anyone would like to accompany Turner, feel free. Otherwise, he'll go down there and investigate.
I'll have Cashmere go with.
Okay. While that's happening, scene is changed. Song comes out. There's this scene that's ongoing in the desert, and then this big stone portal prop is rolled out with this shimmering purple paper artistry dangling from the top to represent the threshold of this portal. And then, oh no, the vanguard of this alien army comes out with the previous wolf actors and other people, like, now dressed up to be some monstrous in form, some humanoid, like, emerging through the purple. Some of them were bigger.
Do they have the part where Varric tries to stone shape and it just doesn't work?
I was about to say that.
I was as
beat me to
well.
it.
Damn it! At least three of us were thinking the same thing.
What was the name of the material
Melded
again?
to stone. I forget the exact name.
Lorinite.
Yes, that.
All right, yeah.
Right.
Or spellstone. Okay. No, that part is actually curiously not part of the performance.
Varric tried to strike it from memory.
Some of the more big and complex creatures are like multiple uplifted actors in the costume. You noticed Wade? Oh, and Cashmere. You both noticed that as some of these backup actors are like kind of going onto the stage, slowly shuffling, like to make this grand appearance, one of the crew members who is not up above or unconscious sort of like slaps one of the performers on the back like a go get 'em, and also hands them a flask that you just saw was taken from this room way over here, which is not where like food and water and lockers and stuff are. The person eyes it suspiciously, but looks like they're going to try and uncap it and drink from it.
Oh, that's a good start.
Can we just go like very angrily, just like pissed off to bed, just go for it and just like snatch it from him? No, we're better than this. Show some decorum, sir.
You
Well,
snatch it. He's like, okay. But the crew member is on your back, confronts you, and again, shaded, black clothes, maybe the hint of ears, judging by the contours of the hood. What are you doing? That was, he's thirsty. We're working hard. He needs a drink. He should have it.
The stage
all
is
right,
not
so
the
roll
place
for deception.
The stage is not the place for the bottle, sir. We'll make do, as all actors should.
It's water. It's water. You can taste it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you say so.
With all that's been going wrong, you take that chance. Someone's trying to. All right, and he just tries to just like push the actor forward. Just go.
What's Cashmere do in response to this?
Cashmere was watching it. He was originally going to follow Turner, but then he realizes that there might be something else he can do. And he goes in the opposite direction to this room that you mentioned. That wouldn't be where you would find food or drink.
I'd like you to make a medicine or herbalism check as you go to that room.
Okay. I believe that's just... Oh, it's +3. Okay.
Yeah, should have had me doing all of this.
I resolve I'm going to use it.
You could. Crim kind of has this covered. If it seems covered, you can head down.
Oh no, this is happening.
No, like that would be something that Crim would like. Just once it seems like things are covered, you can probably do your magic and help on the field if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna ask next, like, what you're doing up there, but yeah, if you're like, I'm not doing much, you could always reposition.
13, by the way.
13, okay. You see some flasks and weird things that shouldn't belong next to racks of costumes and storage wardrobes. And there's that strange odor that was also on the breath of many of those unconscious people in this room. You don't really know what it is, though, the 13.
What's going on over here?
I think. I think we might have found the source.
You
What do you
want to
think?
go and check it out? I'll handle lights. I think I'd just be a distraction if I went down there.
I will peek inside.
And while this is happening, Wade just very like Ace Attorney style flamboyantly points at the guy in the cloak. Like, we've had enough chances for things to go wrong today, sir. And as that happens, you just hear a little voice. You hear a little voice in his head. Why are you all doing this?
I want to resolve that, and there'll be a check involved, but yeah, let's do the room thing first, if you don't mind.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, so you peek inside, Alex.
Can I make the medicine / herbalism check?
Sure, yeah.
I actually have proficiency with both.
Then choose wisely.
Get advantage.
No one questions Doc when he says he has advantage.
Okay.
I mean, he's a doc doing a medicine check. Trust him.
God.
19.
19. Okay, that is enough to identify this signature combination of aromas. And you can also make sense of the herbalism alchemy that was happening in here. This is the smell of Quiet Sip, which is a fairly common sleeping poison. It is completely non-lethal. It makes you very quickly, feel wonky, like maybe you want to excuse yourself, and then boom, you're asleep for, depending on the dose, 10 minutes, 10 hours. And most people who are exposed to this, depending on how resilient they are, would have, distorted memory, oh, that probably didn't happen. What was I doing again? Oh, yeah, I was probably doing this. And will kind of, subconsciously try and bypass this strange event.
What's the typical mode of exposure?
It would be versatile. You could drink it, perhaps by smell if it's concentrated enough. I guess injection, ointments, all sorts.
And Alex, you better take it in case we have to rupee someone in the future.
Oh God.
Just don't wear it that way again, Beagle.
How much is in here?
Very little. It looks like some stuff was created and then taken. This is just the leftover, kind of like abandoned lab vibes.
Sure. Alright, yeah, pretty much what we expected. It's a sleeping drug.
Well, Alex, are we gonna dump it or what?
Deal with this. Then again, we can't just leave it unattended here.
Exactly.
Take what we can, we'll figure out what to do with it later.
You've acquired Quiet Sip, small doses.
Some random amount.
Meanwhile, first, Bugle, can you give me an intimidation check? It seems like the actor really wants to drink from it, and you're saying there's no time and we're better than this. He's not sure.
There is no time.
Your water skin will be enough. My luck hasn't run out yet. I've had actors in the past under my leadership pour liquor into their drinks. Never again, not on stage.
Okay. Your act of the frustrated, busy, and micromanaging stage manager is not questioned in this case. He does not drink it, lets you keep it. And when you send that message to this backstage crew member guy magically stares at you for a moment before replying. Give me 1 sec. One sec. Say... We're not trying to ruin the show. We're only trying to make it unpleasant. You should really stop what you're doing, or we'll have to escalate. You don't want a confrontation with all these people here, do you?
Yeah, he just like stares him down, and then he just like says out loud, "I suppose we all have our parts to play in this. Show must go on." And then he just like turns back, just stomps away.
Steps away, and you catch the rattling of like fluid in potion vials or bottles somewhere concealed on his person, like weapons. This person's decked out.
What we got ourselves into.
Oh, and all this time Turner's been doing the understage stuff, hasn't he?
Yep. Or if he was about to. I guess we'll see.
So many moving parts. Oh my gosh.
It's like a play's happening.
Well,
Okay. You are pointed in the understage and venturing down. Maybe I'll move your token to like here now, but underground. Oh, that's why I didn't get to it yet, because it was going to be in tandem with something. Right, in this scene, as the vanguard of the alien army comes out, gosh, there's so much stuff. Okay, I will say the cult leader actor is built the portal, is saying how to the audience, "Oh, we need not fear these, they are our new leaders," and the cultist standing beside him cheers as one of the large monsters approaches, and then its mouth, like, comically extends down to swoop and engulf this actor, and she shouts, "Oh, I am eaten!" And
best acting.
there's a sound from her feet of like the wood straining and cracking, and the mouth comes back up. Clearly the monster was meant to have eaten the cultist, and the cultist to have disappeared somehow, but they both remain, and there's an awkward moment. The monster tries again, really taking its time, and the cultist is like, "Oh, no! It's chewing me! Chew me
Crim-
faster!"
Crim puts out the lights for a viewer discretion shot, and he hopes that they think to dash away.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Meanwhile,
You just turned into like a PG-13 film, which just cuts away.
Meanwhile, below the stage, Charter, you hear this wooden creaking is right above a mechanism. They're standing on a trapdoor. That one, although you wouldn't know it from above as an audience person. And on the other side of the trapdoor, under stage, where you are currently in this darkness. Oh, by the way, you probably have to have generated light.
Yeah, I have
Is that-
cantrip. I have light cantrip.
Okay, that's convenient. You see someone, again, all decked out in black, kind of like messing with something, like dealing with the mechanism of this trapdoor, causing the creaking, straining. And they turn and notice the light, but like they don't put their hands down, like make a chin gesture, like "go away." This is the source of the magic.
It would take a minute to identify it. What school is it?
It takes a minute.
No, sorry. To cast identify. So I'm just gonna ask instead. What school of magic is it from the detect magic?
You see multiple auras interwoven, centered on equipment that's lying underneath the black backstage robes. Evocation, transmutation.
Okay, and is there only just like this one person here?
Yeah, It's kind of a creepy scene, like in the foundations of a house, how there's all these bare wooden beams and the sounds all above, but there's just darkness and dirt otherwise.
Okay. Then he'll just kind of look to him and say, "I'm here to take over."
Says in a curt voice. Sounds almost familiar to you. No, you're not. Scurry along.
Let me do a knowledge check on this person as if we were in combat, if that's alright.
Okay.
What type of a check would it be?
History.
I'm good at those. I'm gonna do better at that, let's hope. Thank God. A 16 on the die becomes a 23.
So you're trying to read them from like a combat perspective. What can they do?
Yes.
You might count this person as a master thief or highwayman of some kind. They're lithe builds. You recognize the leather sheaths. Yeah, those actually kind of look familiar too, don't they? Must house daggers of some kind of a bandolier of daggers. They look like they'd be ready to fight if it came down to it. Kind of like threat assessment. Oh, significant.
Does Turner think that this would be he'd be putting himself in a lot of danger to try to take care of this on his own?
I think that's what significant means.
In combat? Yeah.
Okay. Is there any type of I guess as part of that study, forsaking, let's say I forsake battle stats, so like you're trying to give me vibes like, I might recognize this person or in some way. Is there something I can do to try to figure out who this is?
The voice, probably.
You could try getting them to talk more. You could ask them to remove their hood. You could smell them. I don't know.
Oh my.
It's weird to do that though. Unless you're Wolf. And it's like, oh, hey, bro.
They've been working on this for hours, for days. Why would you sabotage this? Making our jobs a lot more difficult.
Got friends in low places. Don't deserve to be there. Please don't step closer or you'll be... What's the term? Sleeping with the fishes? And there's a creaking giving way again. He readjusts it, and as he does with his arms up, his hood falls down, his black fur melding in perfectly to the darkness behind him. It's Falzone.
Yeah, there we go.
I knew it was only a matter of time before you got involved in this.
He pulls his hood back up. Says nothing.
We're going to get her out of there,
Who?
What's the cousin's name again?
Samaka?
You know who. And you're only making it more difficult.
I have nothing more to say to you.
Well, then there's someone that you probably would talk to. If you try to make a move on me, I will alert everybody in here.
Fine. I'll get out of your feathers. And he lets go what he's doing. The trapdoor engages, and an actor falls in, and the trapdoor immediately swings back up and resets. And he, darts off into the darkness of a different part of Understage.
He kind of looks at him. There's a gem in the lock. get backstage. And he kind of just doesn't even give enough time to even make a check. He's just going back up.
Yeah, the audience is like, "Yeah, monster, eat them!" And then it's like a gag. It's like a gag, like, "Oh, the monster successfully ate them. Finally, ha ha ha."
Wow.
And Turner
Crim
kind of
has
make his way
nothing to
back
do
up.
here. He brings the lights back on once it's clear that it's all over. He's like, "Oh, what's going on down there?"
That was an extended moment, and you got valuable information, perhaps. Dornall is not enjoying that. -2. Anything else people want to do before the next thing happens?
Yeah,
I
Cashmere.
think there's-
Well, no, I was gonna have Cashmere run over to Turner. Like, sorry, I got distracted. Find anything down there?
Foul zone.
Anything storyboard?
He said foul zone.
He was there.
And probably the rest of his family, or whatever they are.
Where's he now?
Somewhere in the darkness.
Excuse me
Making
for a second.
sense.
Cashmere will run down to the basement.
Okay. And you can't see in the dark as well. Okay. Peering all about. The acoustics are strange here. Like, things from above stage transmitting easily. Like, the audience kind of echoes underneath the bleachers or the seats. Doesn't seem like there's anyone here.
Turner
Aron?
kind-
He whispered, like whisper yells, pretty much. I know you're down here.
There's no response.
Turner would kind of like go back down there and probably hear, ain't gonna just let him go on his own. He would say, I might be able to help find him. But he probably won't stick around for a conversation.
Right. Okay. If he's gone, then okay. He'll go back up.
The show goes on.
As it must.
Intermission is surely soon. The next scene is a big battle in Karifi. The actors are shivering, suggesting it's very cold, and one of them kind of looks upwards at the whole fly system, the cuttlefish, saying, "The snow's really getting worse!" But there's no snow effects.
Crim frantically looks around for what the hell they're talking about.
You realize now what the big buckets of clumpy white powder are up on the grid.
Okay. Crim swiftly, like haphazardly, he doesn't really have to worry too much about, ties them, like the same thing that he used to affix those fangs he had. He just tears them off and affixes the buckets there instead. Holds them onto his wings, and then from the rafters he spreads his wings and he beats them a little bit, which will loosen the snow in a more organic, windy fashion downward.
Oh no, it's the
This'll-
giant crow!
This will be a test of, to make it fall uniformly and steadily, a dexterous touch. Just want to
Ooh,
make
I'm
sure you're
bad
okay
at
with that.
this. He has no other choice, really. He has to try. I have a spare resolve.
All right, sleight of hand, please, to make it smooth.
Sleight of hand? I don't even have those. Alright.
Sleight of wing.
Seeing this, could Wade have like gone to be within 60 feet of Crim? What is happening?
Definitely. If Wade's on the ground floor, he is out of range.
Could he like climb something real quick? What is happening?
So I won't allow like retcons because you didn't know what was going to happen. But if you want to like pre-position yourself between seeds, by all means, or if you wanted to join after this attempt, you could.
All right, gotcha. Never mind.
Okay. I rolled a 3, but I resolved that, and now I have a 14. Let's hope that's enough.
Yeah, it's pretty good. As it falls, each piece creates a few feet of cold fog around it, clearly enchanted. And soon the stage really does look like a blizzard. Give me one sec.
Once the
Turner
buckets
cast
are
Sleet
emptied,
Storm.
Crim goes... Once the buckets are empty, Crim will quickly head over to make sure the lights are right as well. He's like, is this what it feels like to be overworked?
We've got our own effects now.
Duty calls. Oh, yay.
If this lags anyone's Foundry to death, let me know.
Oh no.
What are you talking? No, I'm just kidding.
And then there's a cry from the audience. Fake! Fake! There is a salamander woman, actually, using some magic to make her voice amplified, drawing many eyes. Incorrect! The weather logs of that day are well studied. It did not snow that quickly. It took at least 20 minutes. This is a factual inaccuracy. I sat back quietly when the portal thing, the Hawk, there's mixed accounts, but he tried to do something he wasn't in that position. This is a farce. Wasn't this long ago? What fools do you take us for?
No, we have a Star Wars nerd.
No.
Actually,
All right. Could Wade have just like identified? Is that pretty obvious who's yelling?
Yes.
Oh, easily.
All right. Could Wade have like just circled around the stage until he can get within range and just like range for a message cantrip and just point at the fucker and just be like, ah. Do you want to make an enemy of the great Falson with that rabble? If you value your skin, I recommend you shut up.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You get resolved for that line of thought. Roll intimidation, please.
Yay. Alright, +9, bitch. Resolve.
Wow, rude.
Yeah.
it's part of the check.
Yeah, my luck's been high today.
Imagine intimidating someone and then you actually say +9.
That actually is not enough for this check.
Ooh.
He
Crap.
hesitates, but
Wait, can I resolve this then?
Oh no, we know the results, so no.
Yeah.
It's not Pathfinder.
yeah. She stammers, kind of looking for the source of that, doesn't really see it, and then goes on. You said earlier, we all have our roles to play, and perhaps that's what's happening here. Did the playwright feel a Naverby were simpletons who would drink this up, or is this a dramatization? We're not feeling any drama. Any self-respecting theater goer would up and leave, as I'm about to.
Where is she?
Let's say she's right here. Oh, I can't ping while the snow's happening? Let's see. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right here.
Alright, I cast Fireball.
Well,
Were you about to
the
do something?
guards. Oh, you know what? The
Doc?
guards are probably also beat up.
Were you wanting to do something, Doc? Or
Potentially, but she's out of range.
well, you can always move.
Well, yes, but I'm gonna have to like come out on stage to get in
I see.
range.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay,
not
maybe.
a comedy show where it's like cool when the comedian deals with hecklers.
I had something. Would you say so? She's trying to do an activity. I bet she presumably in character she's making some sort of check. I want to silvery barbs her.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, she's trying
so-
to persuade the audience that this sucks.
All right, Wade will give her disadvantage and then give himself of advantage and advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, begone, heckler! This wonderful play has no time for your rabble. It's not like
I've
everybody.
never seen silvery barbs used in this way. That's really
You-
clever.
Gave me a nat 1 for my nat 15.
Oh my god.
I cannot believe.
Wow.
She starts stumbling on her lines, and she looks with that, you can see pointedly to like 2 specific other people in the audience as if expecting backup. These people are like arms on armrests, like as if they're about to rise and join her, but are now looking not so certain because she's making such a bad showing of herself. Right? Won't anyone stand up with me, please? Oh,
You are alone. You are alone. Now let the Song of Bows put on their play.
Woo.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
She sits back down, but like the people like shove her out of her seat, and like she starts leaving.
Yeah.
This was something.
There's some cheers.
I've never seen silvery barbs like that. Really, that was clever.
Yeah,
I already used up my resolve though. To grant.
Does
I
Vila-
need to use my mod. I've been rolling too high today, so
Yeah, I was about to say Vila has his anyway, so he's good.
That's a +2 for dealing with that.
All right, we're back to where we were.
Donal's entertained.
Ah, a show with my show.
Are you not entertained?
But just as you're turning, oh my god!
Oh, what now?
this is all happening in the span of like 5 minutes.
It seems like the attempts are getting more and more intensive.
That makes
Just-
sense.
Just as you turn your attention from the audience, there's the cry of "Snake! Snake!" and people are standing upright suddenly, like looking down at their feet, like doing dances in place.
I feel like we're in like the final hour of I'm on observation duty when like the anomalies just come at us like rapid pace.
Curiously, at this point, or at some point, the ushers failed to be present amongst
Yeah,
the
that makes
audience. There's not really people at the entrances to the theater proper, like over here.
It's gonna be just us by the end.
Yeah, we're all just,
We
it's
do
gonna
the
be like
acting.
the show must go.
Some people are telling these others freaking out to just calm down, it's just a snake, but it's like a timed issue, like all of a sudden from 3 different spots in the audience. Apparently snakes are bothering and causing a commotion.
Apparently, that's the word we're using now.
Alex, it's you.
Who wrote this?
Is there another plan or no?
I'm just gonna have Cashmere run out there and kick some snakes.
Does Alex
I
want
know
to try to
if they're
deal with the
real.
animals?
No, he actually just kind of.
Okay.
Wow, I can't move my character.
Can I do something small? Can I use minor illusion to make a really fake looking snake on stage as part of the play?
Sure.
What?
As in, like, when they're calling out snake, they're talking about the snake on the play.
God.
Like, that's what I'm going for.
A distraction.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say
Meanwhile-
you could roll deception when you're doing that illusion to try and convince the audience of that.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile, was Cash gonna go try to wrangle some snakes?
Yeah,
Jesus.
Cashmere will say to Wade, "Yeah, keep it up," and then he's gonna run out, down into the. Where's this happening? The snakes?
All throughout the
In
audience.
the audience.
All throughout the. Okay, well, he's got a job to do.
Well, he's a monk. Dance, bunny.
Cashmere will dash and run through the audience fast as he possibly can, and will nab up some snakes.
Okay, so Wade, you do get some people in the audience who aren't affected by this commotion be like, oh yeah, maybe they're talking about that snake that's on the stage that's fake, inexplicably part of this winter scene. But the people affected by the snakes are still freaking out.
Alright, sound good.
Well, I mean, it helps with mitigating hysteria.
You encounter some large feral snakes, like constrictors or pythons of some kind, like animatedly slithering between people's legs, not biting or anything, but hey, there's freaking snakes at people's feet.
Someone did find summon conjure animals or something, I think.
Well, he's still gonna try and snatch him up.
Okay.
Do I do a check for that, or
Snatch them up. Like, pick up a snake and then what?
how big are they? Well, like, are they like thick, like constrictors, or?
Somewhat thick. Like I guess like household ball python, fully grown. What was that, like 10 feet?
Oh man. Huh.
Yeah, not like little garter snakes.
Yeah, I don't know how we recover from this.
We just have to quickly take them out.
Cashmere is like trying to, like, he's seeing how big they are, and he's like trying to think of something, and he's just like, snake charming. He'll like wave to Crim. Snake charmer.
Is that racist?
There's already commotion in the audience, so it's not making that much more commotion. But people are like, "What?" Donald's like,
I'd like to roll insight on Cash.
Cashmere's attempt here is more just like, can you like convey this to the others to like that we need to charm these snakes? But
Okay.
depending on what he rolls, that might not be what he sees.
No, yeah, Crim. Okay, I rolled. It's pretty low. Crim has no idea what Cash is saying, so instead he quickly descends the rafter area to the others and says, "Cash says snake charmer.
Yeah.
I think he needs
Sure.
someone to help with the snakes. Somehow, I could do it? Question mark."
Yeah.
She
Sure
says
would
out
be
loud.
nice if somebody could, wouldn't it?
Yes, Alex, it would be really nice if somebody had sway over these beasts. Now, why don't you find that somebody?
I'll let you know when I find him.
Oh, God,
Are you?
In the meantime, Cashmere will attempt to chop a snake in the head to make it stop.
It
Okay.
has 1 HP. Let's find out.
What did we replace animal handling with?
Just nature.
Survival.
Oh, no,
Okay.
I was wrong.
Can you give me a survival check to determine the best way to incapacitate these snakes?
I can certainly try.
Wow, when the player says it.
18.
You're proficient in snake incapacitation foo.
Hell yeah.
It takes some time, but some well-placed strikes make them inert temporarily, and then they are very easily able to be handled or dragged or whatever with ease.
He will sling them over his shoulder if he has to. Don't-
When you charm them.
It's like whisper yelling, don't worry, I've got it. I'll handle these snakes.
Nice.
Turner's kind of like looking at Alex, like, what is Alex doing during this?
+1.
Oh.
Kind of looks like he's debating with himself, maybe. Keeps kind of... I don't know, it looks like he's running stuff through his head, trying to come to terms with something, maybe.
What are you doing, Alex?
Well, only person who seemed to care about this job at all was Falzone. Except even he's not interested in it.
Are you...
I don't see why we should care anymore.
Sorry, say that last part again?
I don't see why we should care anymore.
I'm trying not to say in character, but like, yeah, Turner's trying to like see if Alex is basically responsible for this. But there's some type of check I can do there, Tell.
Alex dons a black cloak.
I don't want to allow like inter-party
yeah.
deception insight, so just do whatever you think Turner would think.
Okay, he's just trying to look to see if Alex is like causing this, or if he's just checked out, because he doesn't know of anyone who can conjure beasts besides Alex.
I think you would probably get the impression that it's more the latter. He's just kind of lost investment in it.
Yeah, I think he's been in plain sight by all party members since waking up this
Okay.
morning, so...
Okay. Fine. He just kind of turns and just try to find other ways to help.
Okay. The snakes are dealt with. Up in the rafters, Crim, a couple of those crew members whose forms seem familiar to you from when you first went up there approach you out of the darkness as you're trying your best to handle the lights and stuff, and they've been leaving you alone. But one comes within 15 feet around like some crates and stuff into view and pulls back their hood. It's a draft rabbit, black and white, like all those rabbits from the manor you had been at recently. You're not an ordinary dragon. What are you doing? Who are you with?
Crim tries to keep his cover anyway, as he puffs out his chest to reveal his sign, which is still saying the same thing as the beginning, which is... Let me double check.
I'm on duty.
I'm
no
on
pets.
duty, no petting.
Cut the act. They've been communicating with you. We saw you come in together. Done a bit of research with you on you in the meantime, Crimson. I'm going to throw you into the audience unless you talk.
Crim's eyes do his usual bugging out at that one, like, oh crap! He thinks. Hang on, let me quickly roll something for how Crim will react to this. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, fine, I'll talk.
Seems a little bit surprised that you actually do talk, but hey, you get that response from like everyone, so. Well. You're with the Scavatori, aren't you?
I'm still trying to kind of keep track of all the names, to be honest. We got here not too long ago.
Right. Well, you're helping Cashmere, who has a past connection with Falzone. Even if you don't get it, I mean, you're not uplifted. You can't be allowed to keep doing this. Go down there.
Well, actually, about that, if this play goes well enough, we can get some negotiations done to help save someone on your end from being kept against her will. I think you...
You
What?
might be getting them mixed up. Tal said that
Oh,
he's a
the other way.
draft.
Oh,
Yeah, the Scavatori are the
right.
black ones like Falzone.
You said draft.
and
Tal.
these ones are the black and white ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
So either Falso's a traitor or they're both trying to fuck up this performance. Or something.
Yeah, that's confusing. Okay, anyway,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
Crim doesn't know that, thankfully, so he doesn't have to be confused. Crim says, well, actually, this is a play for... You know, he's watching right now. Your guy. You wouldn't want him to not like this, would you?
No, we wouldn't. We don't want to ruin the public image of the drafts either. We don't want Dornall to do an investigation and figure out this is draft organized. So if you just let this go to crap, it'll be a bad play and that's it. Otherwise we're both screwed, aren't we?
No? He'd be happy.
Why would you want that?
Because then he's more agreeable.
Because you want something out of him. I get it. I'll have to tell the others.
Well, actually, about that. And Crim lunges for him.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Uh, ooh, good number. What is 16 plus 9? 25.
Oh, I got a good number too, but not that good. Okay.
For what
So
it's worth, this is a grapple check.
Okay, you grab him, you've got him, things sway dangerously, there's not that much room to move around, and if you continue and things get more precarious, hang wires might break, you might fall, they might fall, just so you know, but right now, you've got him grappled, and he can't move. The other kind of dark figures behind him, seem unsure as things teeter. A couple people in the audience, look upward at what the creaking noise is.
Okay, so I can hear that there's a commotion up there.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Alright, I am going to start making my way up there as fast as I can.
He just says at Browder's temple, I just wanted to see a play tonight.
While he is them grappled, Crim will be with his free paw, grab his rope.
Okay.
That's it. He's just gonna try to tie him up.
Okay. It does take about 30 seconds to get up there, so there's a couple rounds here, but you're making your way up. What he does is, as the snow and the fog effects enchanted with them is sort of obscuring things down below, at least over the stage, he says, Tesvero Koyo, it's time! And they both join the struggle against you, and it's 3-on-1. Together they're able to fight back, and they try and push you and all three of them, together, fall off the catwalk and onto the stage.
I thought we were in the
The grid is just kind of encompassing almost this entire
I
walkway
see.
here.
Yeah, sorry. It's not 1-to-1.
Okay.
These fools of a
Well, if
truck,
that's the case, Crim's gonna have to just hold his ground on that one.
At the very least, he
Come
can
on,
slow his own fall, right? Sorry, Beagle.
I have Featherfall.
So
No,
you're
you
trying
can do that.
everything. You're trying to hold and not fall, of course.
Yeah, use his claw. It's a catwalk, right? He can hold his claws into it.
Yes. Okay, I guess I'll say, give me another.
Wait. How much action economy do I have right now as they're trying to push him repeatedly?
It's more or less like a reaction to all of a sudden them.
Just a
joining.
reaction, huh? Okay. Well, then he's just going to hold his ground for now.
Okay. Shove. So technically, shoving doesn't require a check, does it?
It's an unarmed strike. They're trying to beat his AC.
Okay, but I'll still have a check, but just checking the rules there. Okay. They're both trying to hit you, nat 17, nat 16. Okay. Then, can you give me one more athletics check to try and grip?
Athletics check. I'm rolling well on athletics, plus a good bonus. 26.
Oh my god, okay, they still are not able to push you off.
It's like trying to peel a cat off of a curtain when they're really scared.
You hear a snap. Oh god.
Oh yeah, okay, never mind. If it's all rickety like that, Grim's not going to do the thing he was thinking anyway.
Your one chain gives way, and now this whole platform is lilting a little bit, as all their weight is on this one spot. There's a scuffle, and you're pulling, but you don't get knocked off.
Okay. Crim will then, since it's all obscured and stuff, Crim will quickly look around. What is there in the air at all? I know, there's a thud right now. So Crim will leap. He'll leap. He'll make a straight leap while everything is obscured. And also, while holding on to this guy, he'll fly a bit, and then once he is over, like, at this point where Alex... yeah, that's right, Alex will see this. As Alex is climbing up, Crim lets go of this guy adjacent to... Not over, thankfully for Alex, adjacent to the ladder.
Okay, you let go of him.
That is to say, dropping him. Like,
Oh. Okay, it's like, oh, they're trying to shove you, and you're like, okay, shove, and like let them follow past.
no, he's still grappling that one guy. He leaps, carrying him, over the open air,
Oh,
and
and then drops him.
then lets go. He aims for some place where there's a softer landing. But that's
Okay.
still pretty high. It's probably going to deal some damage, but he does that also soft so it's less noisy, and then with the rest of his glide, he will return on the opposite end of the catwalk, and then make those two have to decide, do we take on this crazed dragon again, or do we rescue our dude who just fell 70 feet?
Okay. In brief, what is everyone else doing?
I was going to have Turner try to fly up to help Crim out. I figure at the very least I should be able to get to him a bit quicker since I don't have to climb and go through a bunch of stuff.
Then it'll be 2-on-2.
Yeah, Wade will just stick close by, just like in case that's the feather fall, and also just monitoring the stage, saying make sure the show's still going. Don't worry, guys, we just gotta keep this going up till intermission.
Oh, and also to be clear, he's dropping him behind the curtain, so no audience can see that. It's in the backstage area that he's dropped based on the catwalk and all that.
I don't know if I'd have the time to act and cast a web on those guys or not.
Ooh, that'd be really nice now.
Okay, Alex is climbing up. What's Cashmere doing?
Cashmere is currently transporting snakes. He's kind of too far away to really do anything in this instance.
Okay. Then, as the commotion happens, and maybe Alex, you hurry up, and Turner, you speed up, and everyone else doing their things, moment by moment. One moment, I just want to check that this will work. They release you, Crim, if anyone was still trying to push and deal with you as you project that dragon aura. And then
That's
you hear
not till the later level.
pop, pop of potion bottle corks being ejected. And something wicked happens. And I think that's where we'll call it for today.
Oh, goody.
I think our efforts to salvage the show are failing.
We literally couldn't have done anything about that.
Man.
We'll find out next week. We'll see you guys then.
See